This is The Monty Show, Utah's biggest sports talk show. When you're ready to talk sports, all you have to do is find The Monty Show. Streaming live and available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week on YouTube. Now it's time for the best sports talk in Utah, The Monty Show.
Hey, yo, man, how the heck are you? Indeed, it is The Monty Show. Good afternoon on a soon-to-be rainy and snowy Tuesday afternoon here in West Valley City and all across the great state of Utah. The Monty Show is presented by the Advocates, UtahAdvocates.com. Or no matter where you are, check them out online, theadvocates.com. You know, you can chat with an attorney live online 24/7, 365 at theadvocates.com. They never charge you upfront, out of pocket. You don't pay a consultation fee. You absolutely do not, under any circumstances, go ahead and, come out of pocket with a big retainer like some of these other firms that are gouging you. No, friends. The advocates fight for you, and 100% you can be sure they're the best in the business because they know what it's like to be in an accident, because they've helped so many people across the great state of Utah, throughout the mountain region, Idaho, Phoenix, Arizona, brand new office there. Get to them at theadvocates.com. What's up, everybody? I see all your comments to start the show today. I just want to shout out the people who are here already. Arlington Bears, good to see you, my man. He said, what happened to the members-only videos? Well, what we've been doing is we've been putting them in the Instagram chat. We've been giving information. So instead of doing a members-only video every day, we've really just been focused on putting information and, one-off opportunities in the chat. But hey, if you guys want members only videos again, we're happy to do it. I just know that we were getting like 20 members. We have almost 100 members on the program. By the way, have you joined our membership yet? If you have not, you really should. But I know we have like 100 members on the show now. And yet we were getting like 20 people that were, were joining the show. So, or we're watching the videos after joining the show. So we wanted to give you guys what you needed or what you wanted, the content you wanted. But if you want exclusive videos, Chris Karn, the very first member on the show, Arlington Bears, hey, hook it up. We're happy to do it. Chris, you be the judge. We can absolutely add that. By the way, coming up at 4 o'clock, big announcement on the show today, an event that you will not want to miss. It's an addition to the Big 5-0 birthday bash on March 10th, presented by our good friends at Papa Murphy's Pizza, as well as Bucked Up Energy, the official energy drink of the program. BuckedUp.com. Make sure you use the promo code Monty to get 20% off your purchase. Big announcement coming up. There it is, the Mango Tango. My guy Jake's got the Mango Tango.
Mango Tango.
Mango Tango. It's amazing. The Mango Tango may be taking over as my favorite flavor.
It's bomb.
Miami or Mango Tango, it's close. But a big announcement coming up. So, Chris, good to see you. First one in today is Jordan Wheeler. Hey, Jordan Wheeler, what's up? Y'all not doing morning show anymore? No. We moved to the afternoons, 3 to 6, because people said, hey, I would love you to move to the afternoons. We have a big push of listenership in the afternoons.
Look here, man.
I know a lot of people have said, oh, man, I miss you guys in the morning. We miss you too, but here we are. Live and local in the afternoon, talking with Raphael. Says, I just finished yesterday's take this morning. I love Jake's take on Shaq and Barkley.
That's my guy. Let's go. Yeah.
Talking with Raphael.
Yeah, that whole thing upset me yesterday. It did. And if you didn't hear the take, go back and listen to yesterday's show. You can find it. It's not hard to find. But yeah, that did upset me.
Utah sucks. Don't move here. Blessed T says, hurry up and be 3 already. The Monty Ghost. What's up?
Holy cow.
The Holy Ghost says, have to be honest, really miss Monty in the morning. The afternoon show does not hit the same way for me. Understand and respect that you have to do what's best for you, though, and support your decision. Wow.
When you say it doesn't hit the same, what does that mean?
What does that mean? What does that mean? Tanner says, yes, no more Monty in the morning. Amber Spencer, who used to be friends with me, and she informed me over text message today that her and I are no longer friends.
Damn.
It hurt my feelings. I cried for a good,
obviously not,
6 seconds. I almost shed a tear.
It's your usual timeline, huh?
because Amber told me she wasn't baking anymore. So I ordered a cake for the Big 5-0 birthday bash, and Amber's like, wow, dude.
Yeah,
well,
she was upset. Like you upset Amber.
I upset the baketress, and I totally get it. I apologize.
Yeah.
She doesn't want to be friends with me anymore. Steven says, liked. I agree with Monty Ghost. Oh, man. Come on, you guys. Come on. Amber Spencer says that intro, though. Brent Burnett says snowy all week. Yeah, let's go. Let's see. Landon Larson says best sports show in the 801. Appreciate you, Landon. Good to see you. Stay hard. That's right. It's my guy Goggins.
Stay hard.
Love it. Jordan Wheeler says, is the show not doable like 9 to noon? Well, it's all about appetite and listenership. And we had a good listenership in the morning. And we have a much larger listenership in the afternoon. All of our listeners, YouTube gives you a bunch of facts. And truth be told, that's a part of it. Mental health. I mean, like we get up at 3:50 every day to do this show. That's very early. We were getting 4 or 5 hours of sleep. That's not enough.
No.
So there were a lot of things that went into it, frankly. Court McMullen says, what happened to the tickets to see the Jazz Denver game? We will announce that tomorrow on the show. Tomorrow at 4 o'clock, we will announce the winner of the Jazz Denver last game ever at Vivint Arena. We are taking U+1. Let's see. Arlington Bear says, Insta's cool. I just don't get over to the chat group enough to stay current. No, you're good, man. Jeff Johnson says 5-0 is what we used to yell when the cops were coming. 5-0.
5-0.
That's right. When you were out, you were a spotter on the corner, right? Your boys are slanging, and you're like, yo, 5-0. I watched too much Chicago PD, man. You know, it's fine. Amber says, bah, friendship over. That hurts, Amber.
Stay hard.
That hurts. Dustin Mercer, a member of the program. I miss the mornings, but I can already see the growth and health of doing it in the afternoon. I will admit, we have far more energy in the afternoon.
Yeah, I mean, it's just I understand why. Listen, I totally understand why you guys would miss it in the morning. Totally understand it. Like waking up to it, vibing through your morning routine. Totally get it. And I think for us, it's our job is to provide the absolute best show that we can provide you guys. And I think part of that was the fact that we were just dead in the morning, man. Like we did a great show and we were doing a great show in the morning, but I think we can do a better show in the afternoon. And the greatness of it is this is not a radio station. This is not some random website where you have to struggle to find our show. Like you can find yesterday's show very easily. Live tab on the channel. It's yesterday's show. Like it's right there. So that's what I'm saying. Like, that in combination with the uploads, you're not going to miss any conversations.
By the way, my wife right now is trying to buy me a shirt for spring training that says "Pat my crotch." So, listen, I'm here for it.
Pat my crotch.
It's because we're going to, for those of you who don't know, we're going to the spring training, the Chicago Cubs. Me personally, I am a season ticket holder of the Chicago Cubs. So we are doing a trip down to Mesa and Scottsdale. And so one of the games we're going to is St. Patrick's Day. So it is a big tradition down in Arizona to go to baseball games on St. Patrick's Day. Pat McCrotch. That's my name down in Arizona.
Pat McCrotch.
You know. Jordan Wheeler says Jake physically looks different, no doubt.
Man,
wait. For those of you who don't know, he lost about 250 pounds of baggage this last week. So
bro, that's dude. That is messed up, bro. That's not nice, bro.
What?
You've
been working in the gym.
Not nice, bro.
You've shed water weight.
Not nice, bro.
What?
Be nice.
What?
That's not nice.
David Timpson says, I've never watched the morning show live. I don't know how you switch it up, but I love it. Appreciate that, man. Thank you. A couple more, then we got to get to work on the.
But hold on. We're just skipping over Jordan Wheeler calling me ugly. Like, are you serious right now?
He didn't call you ugly. I called you ugly.
Damn.
I called you ugly. Jake physically looks different, no doubt. You do. You look. I'm telling you, man. You look more energetic.
Fat.
I look fat all the time. You look energetic.
You ain't gonna call me fat.
Caliber, what's up? Says, yo, been watching since 100 subs. I can finally catch live shows at a godly hour.
Hey.
Seriously. Like there are people who are awake at the same time that we are. Right? Like dude, I'm telling you, the alarm goes off at 3:50 and your life ends.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's
is
over, bro. You're questioning your decisions.
Dude. And by the way, for those of you, if you're not a member of the program, here it is right here. Here is the link to join the program. Do it. It really, it makes a difference. It's $10 a month. You get access into our members-only Instagram chat, which you can see all the members: Brandon Butler, NY Monty fan, Gage Carter, Amber, like everybody Chris Karn. I'm just telling you, it is so much fun. It is a great community. We laugh, we argue, we talk jazz, we talk sports, like we talk life. Dilly. Cold plunges, bucked up energy. It's remarkable what this group has turned into. It's $10 a month. Once you join, you DM Jake. He'll put you in the group. And what Chris Karn was talking about was like, hey, breaking news on the Jazz, like all of our Jazz lead up, all of this Pac-12 stuff that we've kind of led the line on. Like you get that first in the member group.
Yep.
And it's other than that, I mean, it's just a great community.
Yeah.
I've had so much fun in that group. So it's $10 a month. Hit the join button or click the link I just dropped in there. Amber Spencer, by the way, says she is on a mission to find Jake some love.
Okay.
Jake is single. He is open for business. Send your sisters to his Instagram account, SLC Jake. Justin Solis says, my sister-in-law is looking for love, Jake, just saying we could be brothers.
Okay, well, I don't think we've ever met.
Pics her, she didn't happen.
Can I get some snap face, only snap attention?
The Monty Ghost says maybe Jake can start a morning dating advice show for those of us who need something to start our days off right. Jake's dating advice is not starting your day off right. Never.
We need to get Mrs. Monty to actually do a show. That's what the people want. That's what they want. They want a Mrs. Monty show, and we're working on that.
Mrs. Monty and Amber baking together in the kitchen. Right? It's fine. Let's see. Brady Cook says the Instagram chat is great. Thank you very much. Lopes Van Gabe says it doesn't get any better than a Cubs game on St. Patrick's Day at Sloan Park.
Let's
go.
Hot dog. I want my beer.
By the way,
let's go.
By the way, all of my Arizonans, we need to get together. So Fat Jesus, Lopes Van Gabe, Giggity, we need to set up a Oregano's Big Rig pasta dinner on me because we need to get back together. It's been too long. The last time we were in Arizona, Jake was breaking somebody's heart over text, and we were picking up his Jordans before she lit him on fire. So it's been too long since we've been in Arizona. Right?
Still got the Subi.
That's what I'm saying.
Still got the Subi.
A says, Jake, send out mass e-cards.
Nah.
Nope.
She
Not
actually
doing it.
liked that, by the way. For all you hacks out there that said I was a bad boyfriend.
Well, it's not but you are. Well, wait, you're not a boyfriend anymore because she dumped you because you forgot to get her a Valentine's Day gift. That's not at all what happened.
That's not going to take place here.
Yeah, Jake broke up with her even though he did send her an e-card. But I was proud of you. You did it face-to-face. Even though you tried to do it on a snap face, but it's fine. Brandon Butler said 30 seconds and don't date every day. Exactly right.
Yeah, seriously.
Oh, my God. John Jackson. JJ, what's up? Where you been, dude? JJ, smack left and right on Jake today. Exactly right.
I ain't going to comment on people smacking on me left and right.
M. Morris says she said she liked it. Come on. Oh, Jake, it was so good. I loved it.
Bro, you guys.
Oh, my God, just like that. Oh.
Jake, I liked it so much.
Can you do something for me?
Amber says doing a show with Mrs. Monty would make my life.
Well, make it happen. Reach out, DM, put it together.
Greg Hawkins says, what's up, casuals? How you doing, Greg? Good to see you, my voice of reason. We had, by the way, one of the battles we had last night.
Bro.
Dude,
Meltdown.
We got in deep on Ken Williams.
Meltdown, bro.
Ken Williams was defending Karl Malone last night, and the whole group was not there for it.
His name is
No, bro. They were not there for it. Dude, What's up, Court McMullen? Little Jizzy says, is it true Jake is waiting until marriage? Yes. Yes, Jake is
If I knew what I was going to fucking do, I'd have already done it.
You know, like Jake hasn't given himself to, which is to say, stay hard. You know, well, I mean, he does constantly because he ain't got no room. You know,
bro.
The Jake is a virgin stuff will never die on this show. Even when you're not, I'm going to keep telling people you are.
Stop.
So,
dude.
you know. Let's see. Curtis D316. NY Post reporting Apple emerges as Pac-12's potential landing spot. That's horrible. Well, I've heard that today, in fact, that Apple has become a player in the Pac-12 TV conversation. And listen, I'm telling you that Apple is one of those things that I don't know what Apple TV is in terms of, I know it's not YouTube TV, right? I know it's not Amazon Prime Sports. I know it's not ESPN or ABC or ESPN.com or ESPN Plus. Because frankly, I don't know. I don't think you have it.
Apple TV?
Yeah, I don't have it.
I don't have it. I mean, we talked about Apple TV when we were talking a little bit MLS and like what, that would kind of look like. But I don't know, man. Like, this is the kind of move that would help legitimize Apple TV a little bit more, I think. Like, you obviously have the MLS deal, but MLS on its own is not enough. And I think that, if you're like going in on sports broadcasting or in this case, sports streaming, you got to be all in. Like, you got to have MLS, like in this case, college football. You got to have a couple of different sports that can really can kind of at least make you, a semblance of a one-stop shop. Like, Apple TV right now is not a one-stop shop for sports. I wouldn't even say that they're a player in the sports space. Like, the players in the sports space and streaming, there's only one in my opinion, and that's YouTube TV right now. Like, even with Amazon having NFL, I don't look at Amazon Prime Video as a sports destination. You have Thursday Night Football, and that's about it. Like, you may have one off here, one off there, but YouTube TV is different because I can go and get all the family networks at ESPN. I can go and get Fox, FS1, FS2, like everything. So YouTube TV is my one-stop shop unless you're a Jazz fan and the Jazz aren't on YouTube TV. So that's what I'm saying. Like, Apple TV being in on the Pac-12 situation, what do I think of that? I think there's opportunity. I think there's opportunity for someone to come in, and if you want to overpay and you want to give Kliavkoff and company $50 million a year for each school, and you want to go ham, like, go ahead and do that. You can have that content. You can be tier one on that. Like, I highly doubt that Oregon's going to turn down $40-50 million a year. But short of that, I don't know why you would go to Apple TV, because I'm just going to tell you guys right now, if this were to happen, let's say, and I'm not saying it's going to, but if it were to happen, I'm still not getting Apple TV. I'm not. Like, I will find highlights. I just am not going to pay yet another subscription just so I can watch Utah and USC. I'm not doing that. I'm not.
I think the one thing that's really interesting, and again, this is just my opinion, I think the one thing that's really interesting, and we've been talking about this for months and months on the show, is that when you look at exactly where we are with Pac-12 TV, there is a lot of rumors out there, and I would just caution you to be very careful with those that you hear, because we've been telling you for months and months and months, Oregon and Washington are not on board with Tier 1 going full stream. Arizona and Arizona State are said to be following Oregon and Washington. And I just don't think Apple TV is an option for the Pac-12. The problem goes back to the things that we've talked about on this show for months, and that is that you have a problem with ESPN and Apple refusing to compete with each other. You have a situation where Amazon doesn't want the entire package. They want a game of the week. And as we reported first here, I think 2 weeks ago and talked about yesterday again, Amazon is offering and talking to the Pac-12 about a Wednesday or Friday night Pac-12 game of the week on Amazon. They're not talking about 3-4 games a week. They're talking about one game a week on a Wednesday or a Friday that would be a tier 2 or tier 3 game, which means your second or third best game.
That's an issue.
It would not be your best game of the week. And ESPN, frankly, has told the Pac-12, as we reported months ago now, that they are not truly hungry to get Pac-12 tier 1 rights. That they as well would like 2 games a week, one for TV and one for the .com or the app. And it's one of these situations where you can no longer deny that the Big 12 beat the Pac-12 to market, and it has crippled the Pac-12 in their efforts to get a TV deal, Jake. I just don't know how any longer you can deny that.
Yeah, and I think that, I almost feel... I almost feel a little bad about, having to have this conversation over and over again. But the problem is that we hear something new almost on the daily. And I feel like in our reporting have been very consistent about like the issues and hurdles that face the Pac-12. And I think, the biggest thing is just that, you don't have a bunch of premier brands who have won a bunch of college football playoffs, like the SEC wouldn't be the SEC that we know today without Nick Saban and without Kirby and without all the head coaches and all the performances and all the championships won in the SEC over the years. And so I look at this situation and I just say, what is it that an Apple TV is looking for as far as buying these rights? Because these rights, it's not as though these rights are, somehow irreplaceable. It's not as though you as Apple TV can't get another product. I mean, I guess if you're that desperate for football, but the idea that a bunch of people are going to add another streaming service on top of already having Amazon and Hulu and your Fire Sticks and all these, whatever you have. I just don't buy that you're going to add yet another one for Stanford and Cal for these, tier 2, tier 3 matchups as they refer to them as. So for me, I just am not, I'm not here for, hey, we got to go and get Apple TV. I understand it. I completely understand if the Pac-12, if you were to get an offer, like I said, of, anything north of $35 million per school per year. If you're to get anything north of that, I think you got to take that all day. I don't think you have a choice. That's the problem here. Yeah. So you're basically doing a deal with the devil. Take the money, but when nobody watches your content, you're going to be in a really, precarious situation. Think about it. If you were to do a 5-year grant of rights for $35 a year for each school, and somehow you were able to get Oregon and Washington a bigger cut of that pie, okay, you appease everybody. Like, you appease the schools, everything's cool, we're doing the deal. Okay, 5 years down the line when the deal's up, and really 3.5 years, because you're going to start renegotiating that thing or negotiating a new one ahead of time. We all know that. So 3.5 years into that 5-year deal, you got to start looking at viewership numbers and what you can justify and not justify. So if you're not winning the college football playoff and you're not getting numbers, how exactly are you going to continue to get TV deal after TV deal? That's what I don't understand. That's what I'm like, dude, I get Apple TV's a new guy on the block. I get it. But even if they were to do this, I still don't see that real clean cut, reliable option moving forward. It's not like you're saying CBS just jumped into the picture, or NBC or Fox or ESPN upped the ante to $35 a year when they wanted to spend $28. That's not what we're talking about here. So, what do I think of this? I think it's another rumor for sure. I think I could see why it would make sense for Apple TV. I still don't see why it makes sense for the Pac-12.
No, I don't think it makes sense for the Pac-12 at all. And just kind of, reading the tea leaves here, I just don't believe that this is going to sustain the Pac-12. And obviously the other story today, by the way, breaking news in the NBA, Nate McMillan has been fired by the Atlanta Hawks today. Adrian Wojnarowski just out. Breaking news, the Atlanta Hawks have fired Nate McMillan as their head coach. This goes back to Trae Young having some real issues grinding against Nate McMillan. This is the second guy to get fired by Trae Young now. Mm-hmm. So you knew that Atlanta wasn't going to sit still and be as bad as they are. So Adrian Wojnarowski, ESPN NBA insider, reporting Nate McMillan has been fired by the Atlanta Hawks. So keep an eye on that one. So now all of a sudden, trying to have a lighthearted show where we pop off saying hello to everybody. We've got a big update for you coming at 4:00 about the show and a big event. And now all of a sudden, Woj is firing people, and the Pac-12's going to Apple TV.
Hey, look here, man.
My God.
Damn. You can't just have a normal show. Can't just have a normal show. We got to have, people getting fired, Apple TV doing dumb TV deals. Because, again, let me pose this question in the comments. How many of you were like, yes, I'm getting MLS on Apple TV. I am just so pumped about that.
Stay hard.
Like, come on, dude. How many of you out there were like, yeah, Apple TV is the way, and I'm willing to pay. I don't even, dude, I can't even tell you. Let me just do a basic search. Apple TV monthly cost. I mean, what are we talking about here? Like, we're talking about, let's see. Let me pull this up.
Got to be $12 a month.
What's the over-under at, 11?
$12.
The over-under's at $12 a month. Okay, let's see. It's $7 a month.
$7 a month.
For the basic package. Let's click on the MLS tab.
But does that get you... That's not going to get you Pac-12 football or MLS football. Like, that's not going to happen. Come on now. And this is the problem. And this is the other thing that we wanted to talk about today. I look at this story. By the way, this is New York Post. Andrew Marchand is the one who is one of the most respected writers in all of media. Andrew Marchand is the one putting this out. I look at Andrew Marchand as one of the most credible media guys. And I'm telling you right now, if he says it's true. I absolutely believe it. And I've sent a couple of emails and text messages to people trying to get confirmation on it. But if they go to Apple TV, I with all due respect, I'll go back to the MLS. MLS is in Never Never Land. You don't know when the season starts, what it's going to cost, how you're going to get it. You don't have local announcers. It has been, in my opinion, so far, I think MLS on Apple TV has been an abject failure. And we haven't even kicked off yet. And now I get this story from Andrew Marchand at the New York Post that you're looking at a situation where you're going to have Pac-12 and Apple TV talking about a distribution deal. This would be an absolute disaster. And furthermore, there are already rumors, which I am told are not true, by the way, that Oregon contacted the Big 12 about joining the conference. I am told that is not, in fact, the case, that Oregon is not. There was some yahoo somewhere, I don't even know where they were, but it caught fire on Twitter that Oregon had reached out to the Big 12 and said, yeah, we'll come to the conference if you allow us to leave on a Big 10 invite. It's completely unrealistic.
Congratulations, but that's bullshit.
But, man, I got to tell you, knowing that Oregon and Washington are both heavily against Tier 1 streaming in the Pac-12, and knowing that they both have had substantial talks with the Big 10, I don't see how this keeps a conference together because, again, sources have told us for months and months now that there is a divide right down the middle of that conference in the Pac-12 where Oregon, Washington, and the Arizona schools are leading the charge against streaming of the biggest games in Pac-12 athletics. And Apple TV's not helping that. And by the way, if Amazon really is no longer an option for you, which it makes it seem like if Apple TV is now in the picture, if Amazon's no longer an option for you, you will have far bigger trouble than going to Apple TV.
Yeah.
Because you're dead in the water. You can get San Diego State. Congratulations. What does that mean? I think it means absolutely nothing.
This is a code 10
That's what I think it means. I think it's one of those things where you're in real trouble here, man. And I know that, again, Ute fans in particular in this state, but Pac-12 fans, this conference is dying. You are watching George Kliavkoff beg for his life right now. He is on his bended knee begging for a lifeline is what George Kliavkoff is doing. If he is truly talking to the Apple TV, and I have no reason to doubt a guy the caliber of Andrew Marchand, I'm just telling you now that it makes absolutely no sense to me that George Kliavkoff has the backing of his membership and has any kind of direction or pull at ESPN or Apple TV or at Amazon, if he's talking to Apple TV, I think this is a really, really tough day for the Pac-12. Yeah, it's a tough day.
That's what I said. I mean, the stranglehold around this situation is just getting tighter. I mean, I don't know, like, where do you go? Because again, you don't have CBS, you don't have NBC, you don't have Turner, ESPN's not willing to pay you too much. They're not even sure they're interested in a full tier 1 package. They just want, game here, game there. The bottom line here is you don't have that real, like, bona fide, big boy offer on the table that says, hey, $40 million a year, $30 million a year, every school for 5 years, and we want tier 1 and we want all your games or whatever. Like, you don't have that, and I don't know. I don't know what else to say about it, really, other than you're in a death spin. You're in a panic mode here. You're in, hey, find any conversation, find anybody who will hear us out type situation. And I'm not even hating. I'm just saying that's the reality of the situation. I don't know what else you're supposed to do with this. If you're George Kliavkoff, I don't know, like, where else are you supposed to go? I mean, we haven't heard, and I'm being genuine, we haven't heard names like Hulu or Tubi or whatever. We haven't heard the secondary market sort of coming into play for the Pac-12 until now, really. I mean, Apple TV, I would say, is secondary market. I don't put, like I said, if we're just doing, apples to apples here, Apple TV is miles, light years behind Amazon Prime. They just are. Like, I don't go to, I'm an Apple guy. I mean, I've got, what, $6,000 in a laptop, $2,000 in a phone. Like, we've got another computer. Like, we're all Apple on this show, Grum. We're Apple guys, and I'm not an Apple TV guy. So to me, hey, it almost feels like get a TV deal done by any means necessary. That's kind of what this feels like. Like, any conversation, we just got to get something checked off to move on from this. And I'm telling you, when you're in that position, you're going to get leverage. So if I really just look at this, like, straight up, would anyone really be surprised if the number was $25 million? If they win Apple TV, like, would you be surprised if it was mid-20s instead of, like, 30 to 33? I wouldn't be surprised.
I wouldn't be surprised at all by that. And I'm texting and emailing with a couple of friends of mine in the business right now, and universally, the 4 people I've talked to since this broke is, wow, this is really bad for the Pac-12, because I think just this rumor is going to send people looking for an exit ramp. That to me is what makes the most sense. The entire situation, I think, rests almost exclusively on the ability of George Kliavkoff to keep this conference together. Mm-hmm. Because if you go to 8 or 6, and again, the interesting part about this is it takes me back to a conversation I had a month ago or so with a source who told me Oregon and Washington are tied at the hip, and Washington State is going to go where Washington goes. I think the politics between Washington and Washington State, even though the measure to tie them together failed in the Washington legislature, I think those two schools are very heavily tied together, just as Arizona and Arizona State are. And again, I ask Utah fans, who are you? Because I think you're out here twisting in the wind. I truly do. I think the Utah Utes, if there's call it what you want, a panic button, a panic room, time to panic, whatever you want to say.
It's going to go into crisis lockdown mode here at the house.
If George Kliavkoff is talking to Apple TV, you're screwed. Because I just don't see that there's reach. I don't see there's universal appeal. I think this is as bad as it gets right now, man. Like, and I'm not trying to be Mr. Over the Top or negative, and I'm truly not. But when I look at this situation and I hear that George Kliavkoff is talking to Apple TV, that tells me he's dead at ESPN, which, by the way, again, not to keep patting myself on the back, but I've told you this. ESPN is not thrilled, over the top, excited, doesn't have an appetite to be the home of Pac-12 sports. It just does not. And that meant Amazon was truly, truly the only place. And now, apparently, you're talking to their competitor. And I don't know if it's you're trying to drive urgency at Amazon. I have no idea. But what I know is Amazon has said we're not in on tier 1. We want 1 game a week, Wednesday or Friday, a game of the week. That's it. Are you telling me then that you're all in on Apple TV? That's what this is, that you are going to put all of your games on Apple TV. It's a disaster.
That's trouble, bro.
It is absolutely a disaster.
Dude, I'm looking at Apple TV subscription numbers, and this is kind of ugly. I ain't going to lie. You're at 25 million paying Apple TV subscribers. Like, do you guys understand that Amazon's got like 400 million? And then you look at, because there's 2 ways you can access Apple TV. I don't know if people are aware of this. You can obviously just pay for it, of course, right? So they have 25 million of those kind of people. You've got another 50 million people using the platform that are accessing the platform through a promotion of some variety, because Apple does a lot of promotions. Like as an example, oh, you're an Amex customer, you get Apple TV, or you're this customer, you get Apple TV. So Apple TV is still in a place where it's trying to grow, and to me, your basic Apple TV account, no sports or anything, just like their standard go-to is $7 a month. The MLS package is $13 a month on its own. So right there, you're at $20 a month. And then, if you were to go, like if the Pac-12 was to do, a TV deal with Apple TV, I got to think that that's going to be a pretty penny. So to me, I don't know, man. This is kind of shocking. Like, I would have thought that an Amazon deal would have happened before a Apple TV conversation got started. Like, I'm a little surprised that George Kliavkoff made this decision, and I'm not looking to just bag on the guy, even though I don't think highly of him, obviously, as you guys know. But it just speaks to the desperation level. It speaks to like the who's out of the picture now. I agree with what you were saying. Is ESPN out, or is Amazon out, or who's no longer in the frame? Because if you're having to go to Apple TV, with all due respect to them, they're just not a major player yet in the sports landscape. I understand that they've got content. They do all these awesome things. I'm with that. I understand. But it's one thing to make TV shows. It's another thing to provide me an elite college football experience. It's another thing to provide me an elite MLS experience. So that's where I kind of struggle, because it's 2 different lanes. It's like this whole concept at Amazon, right? Like Amazon laid off a bunch of people in one subset of their business.
Exactly.
Right? Like Apple TV can make all these great TV shows, and I can hear about all this awesome stuff. The reality of the situation is they're not experts at providing a great sporting experience. I don't care if you're kicking the ball, throwing the ball, shooting the ball, whatever.
And that's what's scary to me is there's no track record at Apple TV. What's the track record at Apple TV? Somebody explain to me what it is that you're George Kliavkoff. What is it that's driving you to Apple TV? And it's one simple word: desperation.
Yeah.
That's why you're at Apple TV. And if you are at Apple TV and you are not at Amazon, because I don't care, you can love Amazon, you can hate Amazon, it doesn't matter. Amazon Prime Sports has far more swagger and far more carry than Apple TV.
Facts.
I mean, Amazon's got the National Football League already. What does Apple TV have? Because they haven't even broadcast an MLS game yet.
And
right?
That's the thing. I think that's your best point, though. They have it, but we haven't seen the experience. So Apple TV, of course, on their side of it's going to say, hey, we've got MLS. We got MLS. We're in the sports world. We're in the sports world. We're in the sports world. Like, that's us now. We're that guy. But you haven't even shown the ability yet to stream it. Now, obviously, they're going to be able to. I'm not saying that they're going to struggle to do that. But don't forget what Amazon went through. Right?
Yeah.
Like Amazon had, I remember sitting on this show, in this chair on this mic, having comments say, oh, did you guys hear how crappy the audio was? And the audio wasn't synced, and Collinsworth sucked, and yada, 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 yada. And then like 8 weeks later, everyone was like, wow, this is amazing. I really enjoyed it. It was really easy to find. So even Amazon had to work on their game and really fine tune and really kind of dial in that experience for the user. And that's what I'm really concerned about. I'm not just concerned about that it's Apple TV and they're a novice in the sporting world. What I'm concerned about is that George Kliavkoff is now allegedly talking to them, and I agree with you. The guy reporting this is absolutely nails, usually right on most of
Andrew Marchand at the New York Post.
Usually really nails, like reliable, no problem saying that. So based on who's reporting this, I would tend to believe it as well. So if it is true that they are talking to Apple TV, you're in a real bad place. And the funny thing is that what happens if you can't work it out with Apple TV? Because there's not just streaming services falling off trees, bro. That's the problem.
You're desperate, and that's what sucks about this. And it's really difficult to change your habits. I get it. And it's really difficult to swallow pills like this. But, man, I think you absolutely have to do it, which is exactly what you have to do. Absolutely, you have to go to buckedup.com and use the promo code Monty to get 20% off your purchase at buckedup.com. The official energy drink of the Monty Show is Bucked Up. By the way, a lot of people have taken advantage of our free sample and shaker cup promo that Bucked Up has given us just for Monty Show listeners. If you go into the description on this YouTube show right now, you're going to see it's going to say free samples. Click that link. You pick the samples you want. They're not telling you which ones you have to take. They're giving you options, and they're going to send you a free shaker. And it's just because you listen to the Monty Show. So go into the description, click on the free sample link, and get your free samples and a great Bucked Up shaker. I love my Bucked Up shakers. I've got probably a dozen. And you know, here on the program every day, I tell you, we crack it open. Cheers, my friends.
Let's go. We're going in.
Bucked Up energy. I've got the Mango Tango today, and I'm saying my two favorite flavors of Bucked Up Energy Zero are Mango Tango and Miami.
Facts.
Now, if you go into a Bucked Up store here in Utah, they're going to give you a free can of this when you mention the Monty Show. The black has more caffeine. It's got 300 milligrams. And then if you get the white can, because they make a white can as well, it's 100 milligrams of caffeine. So you want less caffeine, get the white can. You want more caffeine, get the black can. I'm a black can guy.
Yeah.
I'm a black can guy.
Black cans and black cards.
But it can all start at buckedup.com. Use the promo code Monty to save 20% off. You as well can get free samples right in the description. Click the link. It's absolutely free. Don't take my word for it. Try it on your own. Bucked Up, the official energy provider of the Monty Show. Let's get some of your comments in here. I see a lot of you in on this. Greg Hawkins says, if we took BYU and the Pac back in the day, their media and production skill would have been a major help to us. Absolutely right.
Facts.
Absolutely right. And I think we see it on almost a daily basis, especially during the football season. BYU TV and BYU social media just put out content.
Yeah.
And it's good content. It's behind the scenes content. It's weight rooms. It's in the huddle. It's at practice. It's stuff we can only get if we go to BYU TV or BYU social media. Utah doesn't do that. A lot of people in the Pac-12 don't do that. And frankly, I think it's been very detrimental that you have not been able to create one-off unique video content in the Pac-12. I think it's really hurt. I think it's really hurt the conference. Brent Burnett says, Jake is so right. Apple TV is just not used by Apple users. Apple getting super soaked so bad, no good service.
Well, I'm not going to say it's
Super
not good
soaked.
service, and I don't know, not hating on you, but I don't understand the super soaked reference. I don't like.
I think he was more kidding.
Right. Well, what I'm saying is that I'm not saying it's a crap service. What I'm saying is that they're new to the game and that the Pac-12 is not really in a position where they can afford to be doing 7-year deals or 5-year deals with a platform that doesn't know how to execute at a really high level in the sports landscape. You want to make me a great TV show? I'm confident Apple TV can do that. Apple TV has shown the ability to do that. But this concept, and everyone seems to overlook it. And I think it's really funny. You know, everyone always says to us, oh, well, how did you guys start your show? And, you know, I went back and did some digging on your show. And I know you guys used to only be a podcast, but now you do a live show. And, like, there's been all this innovation and all this growth. And it's like, yeah, dude, it takes innovation. Like, this setup, like what you're watching right now, is almost a decade in the making, man. And so it would be like asking us to go and shoot, a TV show with Hollywood equipment when we've never done that. Like it's quite literally two different worlds. And so that's why I say like this whole concept of Pac-12, George Kliavkoff being desperate, so they're calling Apple TV or they're having conversations, tells me that $30 million and Tier 1 through Amazon got shut down. And we talked about this yesterday, that Amazon only wants to do kind of like a Thursday night football setup for college football. They want to have one game a week that they can sell the hell out of, which for me makes perfect sense if you're Amazon. It makes terrible sense if you're the Pac-12. That's
terrible
why
sense.
we're here.
Terrible sense. It's just maybe that's the right word. Nonsensical. It just smacks as really desperate, and I feel bad for Pac-12 fans and supporters because I just feel like you're in a no-win situation. You're in a no-win situation. Like it's crazy. Chase Stewart, good afternoon, says, how does George Kliavkoff stay as commish? Overpromised and underdelivered. And you know what, Chase? He didn't overpromise. He like massively, I feel like he lied and misled his membership. Yeah. I think he did that with UCLA. I think he tried to do that with the Board of Regents.
It's really despicable.
I mean, from what I was told, he has told the membership of the Pac-12 back to his time trying to get the job as commissioner. He felt like their football and basketball package was valued at $50 million a year per school. Like, that's crazy. He's at $25 million, half of what he promised. I don't know, man. I don't think that's overpromising. I think that's stupidity, in my opinion. It's terrible. It is really, really bad. Tanner T, good afternoon. He says Utah versus Penn State had more viewers than Bama versus Kansas did. Okay, well, it was the Rose Bowl.
Yeah, but I guess I don't understand what you're getting at, man.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I'm being serious. I don't know what, you need to explain that.
Kyle J says, can the Pac get on FUBAR TV? It's kind of like Fubo, but more fitting. See, we have FUBAR.
How about that?
Yeah, effed up beyond all recognition. FUBAR.
Yeah.
See what he did there?
Yeah.
Ahmad El Mubashir. I think the best case is to take a temporary TV deal and rally the Pac-12 community to increase ratings and come back in 2 to 4 years. I don't think you'll survive.
And I don't think Oregon and Washington have the patience for that. Because, again, the other wrinkle to this that you have to remember is, and really there's two. The first major one is philosophy. Oregon and Washington don't believe in streaming being the Tier 1 home of Pac-12 football. They don't. They don't think that the best games, Oregon, Utah, one more year to go, Oregon SC, like Oregon anybody, should be on stream. It should be on ESPN. It should be on the front cover, the big ticket, the headliner, the main event, if you will. So they don't. That's a big philosophical difference that Kliavkoff and Oregon and Washington have. Number one. Number two, this whole concept about who should get equal share. Hey, we're Oregon and Washington, right? We are the ones that should get the lion's share of this pie. And George Kliavkoff not being in a position to negotiate with Apple TV or with Amazon or with ESPN, whatever company you want to say, he can't say to them, "Hey, bro, yeah, you're going to pay $25 million a school, but basically it's going to be divvied up, and Oregon's going to get 70%, let's say, or whatever that percentage would be." That's a problem, man.
Because you know what's going to happen.
Yeah,
the Big Ten can come in right now and say to them, well, Oregon will give you a 50% share for the first 3 years. Do you know what that number is? If you believe all the dollars and cents, that's $50 million a year. Interesting. That's exactly what George Kliavkoff overpromised. So now Oregon can go to the Big Ten on a 50% pay cut from what their other teams in the conference would get.
So why would they stay in the Pac-12 and deal with San Diego State and SMU trying to come into the conference and get a full share when they could go to the Big Ten, assuming the Big Ten ever finds a new commissioner? Because I don't know that that's ever going to happen since they're dragging the hell out of their feet on that. But assuming they find a new commissioner, and assuming that new commissioner is open to that idea, which I don't know why you wouldn't be, because I think Oregon and Washington are a great fit on top of USC and UCLA. You're basically dominating the country at that point, geographically speaking. I don't know why Oregon and Washington would not do that. Go get paid. This is what I always say in business, and everyone always seems to struggle with this concept. You can be the lone wolf and you can make $1, or you can make half of all profits and make $5. What's it going to be? You know what I mean? And that's a concept that you have to understand in business and in life. And I think Oregon and Washington are acutely aware of this. You think Phil Knight, buddy who runs Nike, Mr. Nike, you think Phil Knight doesn't understand the concept of taking less control for more money rather than having full control and making less money? Come on, man. Like, this isn't difficult to understand. So that's why I say, like, my mission on the show every day isn't to paint some grim-ass picture of the Pac-12, but you're not going to come in here and say, oh, well, they're talking to Apple TV. Isn't that awesome? No, it's not awesome. That's a problem, man. That's akin, in my opinion, to talking to platforms like Hulu. I mean, hell, Netflix isn't in the sports space, but
I'm again asking, where on earth is YouTube TV? Where is YouTube TV? And I know their CEO, for those of you who don't know, here on the Monty Show, presented this hour by our good friends at Barbecue Pit Stop, bbqpitstop.com. The CEO at YouTube just quit. So they're looking for a new CEO. But YouTube TV, you can't tell me, doesn't see an opportunity here. Because you're already in on sports. You're already in on soccer across the world. You're already in on the NFL Sunday Ticket. You can't tell me that you can't, if you are the Pac-12, are you really saying you can't make a deal with YouTube TV? It's the easy fit. And you're telling me, George Kliavkoff, you can't go do that. Man, I have trouble with that. I really do have trouble with that. Normally, by the way, we'd be doing Football at 50, but this is breaking news on a couple of different fronts now, with Andrew Marchand at the New York Post saying that Apple has emerged as a potential landing spot for Pac-12 football. Andrew Marchand wrote, with ESPN and Amazon Prime Video, Fox Sports lukewarm on the league, Apple could end up being the platform for the Pac-12, according to sources. George Kliavkoff could present Apple as a possibility to his school soon if the universities will be interested in a potential all-streaming deal.
See again.
Well,
what do we come back to?
This, not
froze your arms.
Not to pat myself on the back, but again, this really, really confirms and justifies what we've reported for several months now, that Oregon and Washington are not interested in an all-streaming deal.
Yeah,
they're not interested in that, and this is not some minor guy. This is Andrew Marchand, who has no dog in the fight at the New York Post.
Yeah.
This is not Wilner and Canzano. This is Andrew Marchand. And I think this is a real scary story if you're a Pac-12 fan. I truly do. Here on Football at 50, presented by our good friends at Papa Murphy's Pizza. Make sure you use the promo code Monty25 to get 25% off your purchase, $25 or more. I mean, if I had to ask you right now, and in the comments, I'd love to get your thoughts on this. Put a percentage on survival of the Pac-10. In 3 years, will the Pac-10 be alive? Jake, what percentage do you put on that?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's 50%. I think that, it's 50-50, and I think a lot of that hinges on. Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of that hinges on what Oregon and Washington are doing outside of what George Kliavkoff is doing. Meaning, are Oregon and Washington talking to the Big Ten? Are Oregon and Washington, do they have a deal, a handshake deal? We don't know any of that stuff. I don't know what Phil Knight's been doing, or how far he's gotten, or what the progress looks like. But to me, if, George Kliavkoff presents Apple TV and that's a no-go, and you try to present a deal that's $25 million a year and it's all streaming, Oregon and Washington aren't doing that. And to me, the clock's ticking. This is the other side that no one talks about. You don't have 6 months, bro. You've probably got 2 months to figure this out.
2 months? I think you have weeks. I think because one of the things that nobody's talking about is recruiting. Recruiting is, if you're going to go into spring football with no TV deal going forward,
good luck.
I just don't know how you compete. This isn't just how many people are watching your games. It's how many kids want to play their games on Apple TV. And I don't care if Deion Sanders is at Colorado or not. Apple TV ain't bringing the eyeballs to the yard.
Yeah.
They're just not. Brady Cook says 25%. Ken Williams says 25%. Ken, how are you, bud? Good to see you. Laura Weiss says 45%. Renee Roca says 3 years, 100% is a Mountain West merger. Oof. Chris P says 0%. All sports head here in LA are prepping for its demise. My God. Like, that's incredible. That's incredible. Mapes, what's up? Mike Maples, a member of the program, says 40-60 odds at best. Brandon Whitney says not everyone has Apple products. Seriously.
Well, and that's the other side of it. See, and this is my point too. Like, if you're not an Apple person, this is even worse. Like I said, I'm an Apple guy, and I don't use Apple TV. I don't. It's never been something that's sort of in the vernacular, as they say. It's not something that I use every day, and it's not something I use at all, and that's the problem.
Yeah. Look at Jeremy Bolton, the mayor of Montytown. Mr. Mayor, good to see you. I give the Pac 8 and Alex Caruso 6%.
There you go.
Wow. Mark Hales, good to see you, my friend. 100% Utah will still suck. Wow.
Well played, Mark. Well played.
Wow. Sean Mierzinski says 10. Greg Hawkins, who I think is our Pac-12 expert, frankly, says, I give the Pac 60% chance of survival in 7 years. 20% chance we survive for the next 2 media negotiations. Ooh, that's interesting. T. Lawrence says George K. got 30 days tops to figure it out. That's what I'm saying. I think he's got weeks. Because not only are you losing recruits, not only are you losing money, I think you are also losing your membership.
Yeah.
If you are Gonzaga, do you have any desire to go to the Pac-12 after Apple TV broke?
Well, and
probably
I don't think
not.
You do, and I think if you're San Diego State and SMU, the funny thing is you don't give a damn because joining a conference like the Pac-12 is going to pay you more. So you're
no matter what they make.
Like, you're not even that's my thing with San Diego State and SMU. For the Pac, it doesn't make sense, but for the schools, it makes perfect sense, and it doesn't make sense for your current members, just like Apple TV doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
So that's why I say it's just all twisted, man.
I don't know, man. I think it's one of those things that. I just don't know how you fix this. How do you get out of this malaise? You need a hero.
What you need is innovation that you own. You need to put a bird to every TV provider out there, and you need to create your own network. And
But they have that.
But they have a Post-it note on a refrigerator. They don't have a network. They have a situation where they're on Dish Network. That's not good enough, man. You need to be on people's phones. If tomorrow, and I swear to God, if this happens, I'll love this. If tomorrow Georgie Poo came out and said that they're not doing a streaming deal, they're going to stream every single game on their YouTube channel, let's say, I would be thrilled with that. You know why? Because I can get that on my phone and you can sell the hell out of it. Trust me, I know firsthand. So, they need that type of move. That's the only escape hatch. I
think who they need is Google. If you just keep the Pac-12 networks alive and you live on YouTube TV, you're safe. You're fine because you guys are going to make money. And I think you hand some of the sales inventory back to the local schools. And you can't tell me that business after business in Salt Lake City wouldn't line up to be the official sponsor of Utah football and basketball on YouTube TV.
Yeah.
And, the Pac-12 Gymnastics Championship right here at Maverick Center, presented by, your mom on YouTube TV. There are ways to do this. I just think the egos in the Pac-12 won't let it happen. That for me, that for me is what I would worry about most. All right, man, what an hour number one.
Yeah.
Raining hellfire down on the Pac-12.
Yeah.
Football 50.
McMillan.
presented by our good friends at Papa Murphy's Pizza. Make sure you use the promo code Monty25 to get 25% off your purchase of $25 or more at Papa Murphy's Pizza.
Papa Murphy's presents How to Change the Way You Pizza. Step 1, carefully knead dough. Step 2, artfully spread sauce. Step 3, add fresh mozzarella and assemble toppings. Step 4, realize we already did all that for you, so all you have to do is bake it. Right now, get the chicken bacon artichoke pizza with creamy garlic sauce on a thin, crispy crust for just $9.99. Papa Murphy's, change the way you pizza.
There you go, Papa Murphy's Pizza. Make sure you use the promo code Monty25. And again, guys, take my word for it. Take my word for it. Download the Papa Murphy's app. Get yourself the easiest route to the best pizza in the business, Papa Murphy's. It's on your phone. You can say, you know what? Yeah, man, I want my pizza at 5:30, but it's only 6 in the morning. That's no problem. Order at 6 in the morning, set a 5:30 pickup. It will be on the to-go rack. Your pizza, your meatball marinara, your take and bake chocolate chip cookies, bada boom, bada bing.
Unlike the Pac-12, you can do it all on your phone. It's real easy.
Bada boom, bada bing. That's the way we do this.
Yeah.
Welcome in hour number 2 of the Monty Show, presented by our good friends at The Advocates, theadvocates.com. Utah's best injury attorneys, by the way. Again, if you're somebody in Wyoming, Idaho, Montana, Utah, Arizona, theadvocates.com. They can help all of you, and they are the best in the business for one single reason. They have empathy, and they understand it because they've been helping so many people for so many years get through the process, in the painful process, the emotional process of recovering from an accident. It's not easy. You don't think straight. You know how it is when you're worried about your car or your family or your health? You're not thinking about, hey, should I sign this letter? You don't need to answer that question. Go to the advocates. They'll tell you the right thing to do because they've been there, they know the law, and they know how to help you at theadvocates.com. Make sure you tell them you heard about it on the Monty Show. In fact, if you don't want to call, just go to their website, theadvocates.com. They have a chat box right there. Chat with an attorney 24/7, 365. And please, I am begging you not to trust your insurance company. We are about to get just dropped snow on top of us.
10 to 20 inches in the valley, just saying.
You guys, that is, you know that there are accidents that are going to happen. If you are unfortunately one of those, please make sure that you get with the advocates, theadvocates.com. Let them guide you through the process of becoming whole again. You worry about getting back to the best version of yourself. Let the advocates do things like helping you defer your medical bills. Let them help you get compensated for the time that you couldn't work because idiot was on his phone driving way too fast in the snow, so he slid and hit you. You didn't deserve to be in an accident, but you do deserve an advocate. Theadvocates.com. Make sure you tell them you heard about it on the Monty program.
Hey, Monty.
Good to see you guys out in force today. Big show already. If you're here right now, please hit the thumbs up. Give us a like. It really helps the channel grow. It's a big deal to us. We are just exploding with growth on this program. We are, and I can't believe it.
Yeah, dude.
We have been trying to process our subscription numbers. Mm-hmm. We're at 12,125 subscribers.
Program.
And for people like Lopes Fan Gabe, or for Eric and Raleigh, or our guys that have been here since the beginning.
Yes.
You guys know how hard we have worked on this show. And listen, Gumby Too Sexy, we are not going to put up with this kind of behavior on the program where he says exploding with growth.
Yeah,
Stay hard. Stay hard. Stay hard.
Are you kidding me right now?
Yeah.
But it's guys like Gumby Too Sexy who make this show possible.
Yeah.
And at 12,125 subscribers, you know that we are always trying to find ways to give back to you. We ran into an opportunity today.
Literally today. Probably, 4 o'clock? Probably 6 hours ago.
When we found out that the Stanley Cup is coming to Salt Lake City. Yes! Now listen, you know that we have the Big 5-0 birthday bash coming up March 10th. And you know that that is going to be off the chisel right? Max Tooley's going to be there from BYU. Brant Keithy's going to be there from the U.
Facial recognition.
You know that it is presented by our good friends at Papa Murphy's and Bucked Up Energy.
Yeah.
Listen, man, it's going to be a party. We're going to have food for you. It's going to be a game. You're going to get to hang out with Max and Brant and watch hockey, get autographs, take pictures. The first, I think we ordered 75 T-shirts for that event. The first 75 people through the door, you get a free T-shirt. It's going to be amazing. But what would make it more amazing? What about a weekend pass that gets you into the Big 5-0 birthday bash on Friday night the 10th? And get you an exclusive meet and greet with the Stanley Cup on March 11th.
Do something for me.
The Stanley Cup is coming to Salt Lake City on March 11th, right here at the Maverick Center.
Yes, sir.
And we are going to put you in position to touch and feel the Stanley Cup.
The Stanley Cup. You know that Stanley Cup that, the Avalanche, won? That Stanley Cup? Yeah, that one.
How about that? The Stanley Cup.
Hell yeah.
Is coming to Salt Lake City, and your ticket, your way in to see it, is right here on the Monty program.
The Monty program.
I'm telling you. So again, I will just tell you, the best way to get your hands on the Stanley Cup is to order Bucked Up free samples. Go on the link in the description. If you haven't done it yet, if you have, do it again. Click the description. In the description, there's a link that says free samples. Click that link.
Hey, by the way, you might want to be a member on the channel.
I'm saying. Click that link. Get yourself the samples. Send me a screenshot. Send Jake a screenshot. SLC Jake.
Do it. I want to see
on
it.
Instagram. Send him the screenshot. You're in to see the Stanley Cup. It's that simple, man. All you have to do is order Bucked Up. If you're a member of the program, you already know.
You already know.
You already know.
Already know.
You already know that we are going to take care of you, that if we have access to it and you are a member of the program, you, my friend, will have access to it.
And, as the days go by, we may or may not have a couple of wrinkles that members will know about first as part of this event. So you might want to be a member. Just saying.
And I'm telling you, it's the greatest trophy, the most difficult trophy in all of professional sports to win, in my opinion, is the Stanley Cup. And it's going to be right here at the Maverick Center on March 11th.
That's right.
And it's and I will tell you this, and I cannot tell you who, because I am sworn
to secrecy.
It's
classified information. Not allowed to say it yet.
But there is a certain superstar that has expressed interest in rolling out that Stanley Cup to center ice for face-off. And man, you guys would lose your minds if you knew who we were working on to do that. So I'm telling you,
21.
if you are a member of the program, and there's the link. It's $9.99 a month. You can cancel anytime.
Do it.
You get into our members-only Instagram chat. Click the join button. You get in to see the Stanley Cup.
Yeah.
No doubt about it. Click the join button. You get in to see the Stanley Cup. My friends, it's that simple. When you ride with us, we ride with you.
Yes.
We make sure you get plugged in everything, right?
Yep.
I'm telling you, no HOF media. It is not Carl Malone.
The mailman is not delivering.
It is not Wayne Gretzky. It is not Patrick Kane. It is not Wayne Gretzky. It is not Wayne Gretzky. It is not Indiana Jones. It is. Oh, there it is. You're right. It is Batman. Batman.
I want it.
I'm not wearing hockey pads. The best way, my friends, for you to touch and feel the Stanley Cup and get a photo with it is to click that link right there. Join the membership. Done.
Stay hard.
You don't want to join the membership? Okay, hey, man, I know money's tight for everybody. We're giving you a free route. All you have to do, go into the description, click the free sample link at Bucked Up Energy.
Do it.
No, Eric and Raleigh, it's not John Cena.
Well.
And his name is John Cena.
I mean, his name is John Cena, but it ain't John Cena. And it's not Luka either. It is not Luka either. But I'm telling you guys right now.
Joseph Lee Burrow.
I am telling you guys right now that there is.
So it's not John Cena.
It is not John Cena.
It's not Luka.
Dude, the name is.
So it's not Joe Burrow.
It's not Joe Burrow. It is not Cam Rising.
I think that's HIPAA.
It's not Dak.
It is not Ron Francis. It is not Cam Rising. It is not McNabb season.
You just gave a gift to the Russians.
It is
not
not.
The Russians.
It is not Victor Wembanyama.
Nope.
It is not Lisa Wilson. Damn, that would be amazing. Chris P says, is it Monty's ghost? I don't know because I can't see him. So maybe John Cena is the Monty Show ghost.
Apparently. That's what I've heard.
It is not Vladimir Putin.
Facial recognition.
It is not Bill Crosby, Stills, and Nash. It is not Connor McDavid. It is not Giselle's Bunchton.
Hey, Giselle.
It is not the Cats. It is not the Cat's placenta who gave birth at Maverick Center. It is not Alex Ovechkin. It is not Mrs. Monty. It is not baby head Cam. It is not Trevor Lewis. It is not fake news Donald Trump. It is not Joe Ingles. Let's go. What's up, James Knight? It is not Shaq and Barkley. It is not a Draper mom. It is not the Tangerine Twitter machine. It is not Carlos Boozer. It is not Brad Marchand. It is not Mike Trout. It is the Super Soaker. It is not Mario Lemieux. You know.
This is incredible, bro.
It is not Tucker Carlson. It is not the mayor of Monty Town. It is not Barack Hussein Obama's birth certificate. Obama. Barack Hussein Obama. Dude, do you know how many people were pissed when he was running for president and I jokingly said Obama? Oh my God.
Obama.
Barack Obama. People are like, that's so disrespectful. You hate black people. I'm like, actually, I'm just being funny. No, you're not, fat ass. Obama. It is not Little Uzi. It is not George Klyabkov. It is not Aaron Rodgers. He's not out of the dark room yet.
The darkness retreats.
It is not Rudy Gobert. It is not the Super Soaker. It is not Dwayne Wade. It is not Ricky Stenhouse Jr. It is not Jesus Christ coming a second time.
Coming a second time.
In God's name, image, and likeness.
Okay, I'll see you in hell. G-Off says, it's me, I'll do it. My name is G-Off. Frank Layden's baby, no. It is not Joe Biden. It is not Ryan Smith. It is not Grow Cotton. It is not Hulk Hogan. It is not Coach Prime. It is not Connor McDavid again. You know, Arlington.
There's some wild shit going on right
I'm saying, Arlington Bears, can we drink from the cup? No, but you can lick it. I've heard that about you.
This is a family program.
You guys are crazy. It is Volodymyr Zelensky. There you go.
Oh.
Is it the Chinese spy balloon? No, that's how the cup is getting here, on a Chinese spy balloon. It is not Travis Scott. It is not Gail Miller. It is not Joe Rogan. It is not Sidney Crosby. It is not Ryan Leaf. It's always Papa Murphy's. It is not Brett Yormark. It is not AK-47. It is not Mark Pope. It is not Casey Anthony. It is not Andrew Tate. It is not Antoine Carr. You said Casey Anthony.
Bro.
Oh, my God. Oh, no,
Holy
not Jordan
crap,
Peterson.
Dude.
No, not Kamala Harris. No, not Aaron Andrews and the people. It is not Ryan Seacrest. It is not Cheryl Miller. I wish it was Kyle Gunther. It is not Miley Cyrus. It is not Shaq and Chuck. It is not AOC. It is not Greg's tag poster and stuff. It is not OJ. It is Manti Te'o's dead girlfriend who never really existed. It is not Marjorie Taylor Greene, who lost her ever-loving mind on Twitter today.
You know.
Mike Maples says Post Malone.
No.
Maybe you should call Post Malone.
Okay, hold on. Let me get my phone out here. Let's see. Okay.
Could you imagine a scenario
That's a great idea, though.
where
Damn.
Post Malone,
What did you guys think of Post Malone in the All-Star break?
where I loved Post Malone.
I thought they did amazing, bro.
Where Post Malone rolls out the tunnel with the Stanley Cup. Are you kidding me? No, it's not O.J. Simpson. He's out looking for the real killers. Right? Jeff says, I love Posty. Big fan. Me too.
Yeah, he's got great music, man.
Me too. Kevin Hart would be amazing. Cancun Cruise? No. No. Tanner T says, my high school football coach, Mr. Taquino.
Mr. Taquino. Hey.
Hey, new item at Del Taco. It's a Taquino.
You're a douche.
Jeffrey Epstein, who committed suicide. No, it's not him.
We're getting somewhere.
Oh, my God. Dexter, why would you bring up my honey? Why would you bring up Selma Hayek?
Dude. Voluptuous, bro.
Hi, Selma. Nice to meet you. She's amazing. She's amazing. Ooh, Meghan Markle. Think she'd bring the prince? I would love that. Fauci, Brandon Whiteside says. Caleb Williams is another one.
Oh, man,
look at this.
we weren't
Ron
expecting
McClure.
this.
You guys, Ron McClure, Apple TV negotiating with the Pac-12 now. The news just broke.
Bro.
Really?
What?
All right, welcome to hour number 1 of the Monty program. No. Okay, now you got... Listen, you guys are not going to get me to mention every hot chick to just derail the show. But Scarlett Johansson, who is she dating? She's dating...
Buddy.
She's dating... Guy, can you give me something more than Buddy? This asshole, everybody's name is Buddy. He's like, oh, hey, look at Buddy over there. Hey, look, Buddy's got our food.
Oh, dude.
Buddy, the security guard won't let us in, bro.
Colin Jost.
That's who it is. Colin Jost. Man, is that guy not just...
He's hilarious, but man.
Gumby Too Sexy says Lisa Ann. Who's Lisa Ann?
No idea.
Side note, Tyson's broadcast of Grizzlies game last night was fantastic. His energy in the third period was unmatched.
There you go. See?
Awesome.
See? Subscribe to the
Awesome.
Utah Grizzlies, man.
Love it. Colin Jost is Scarjo's man. Man,
Bro, is Scarjo her nickname? That's kind of a gnarly nickname, bro.
I'm telling you. She is... Who is Paige...
Oh, she's fine, dude.
Who is it?
You know who that is.
Who is it?
The golf girl. The golf girl.
The golf girl.
Paige Saronic. You know this girl. You know Paige, dude. Come on.
Oh, yeah.
You know Paige. You know Paige.
Hey, baby.
Come on. Come on.
Greg Hawkins says, I know who it is. Brad Rock. Oh, how is the Rock Monster doing, man? I love that dude. Charlie, no, I'm not going to keep doing this sex symbol thing, you guys. I'm married. I cannot allow my mind to wander off into some other... I can't do it. In the nether regions of other women cannot be frontal lobe here.
Cock-a-doodle-doo.
Bro. Although I will say Charlize Theron is, Ashley Lehman for all the soccer fans in the chat. Jake? Alicia Lehman, excuse me.
Why do I know that? I know that name.
Yeah, you're single.
Alicia Lehman.
That's why.
Oh, yes.
Tanner
yes,
Plummer.
yes, dude.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we know
Thank you.
Alicia. Thank you.
Napoleon
Thank you.
Dynamite? No, not it. Not
Uncle
Gordon
Rico?
Monson. Marsing Outdoors says Gordon Monson. Okay. There you go. The Stanley Cup is coming to the Mav coming up on March 11th. We're giving away a ticket on the show, and I think we're probably only going to give away 5 of them, where it's a combo where you get both games and both events. It's a weekend pass to the Utah Grizzlies to meet. What a weekend. You can meet Brant Keithy, Max Tooley, and the Stanley Cup.
And us.
Now, I'm not going to, I don't hang out with the Me and Chris Karn will be in our own, private suite. We don't hang out with the great unwashed. You know what I'm saying?
The great unwashed.
No, Kyle J., stop it. Stop it. Chicago Bulls legend Tyrus Thomas Stop
what
it.
are you talking about, man?
You stop it now. Dang it. Greg Romano says, what about Greg Hawkins? There it is. Greg Hawkins, the world-famous international actor, is going to wheel out the Stanley Cup.
Yeah. Yeah, dude.
You guys, if I can nail this thing, oh, my God.
We.
2 O's and dickhead, boys.
What's up, big bro?
Yeah, if we, this event's going to be crazy.
Yeah.
What food will be there?
Well,
You know, we're trying to finalize for the Big 5-0. We're trying to finalize what we want on that day for the Big 5-0. Do you guys want, like, what food do you want? Do you want, like, French fries, hot dogs, hamburgers? I don't. I want either, like, a taco nacho bar thing.
yeah, hot dogs and hamburgers would be mid for the 5-0, dude.
You guys, the cake I ordered, I'm so stoked about this cake. Man, I hope.
Stay hard.
Seriously. It's not difficult to stay hard when you think about that cake.
Stay hard.
Dude. Greg Hawkins says Senator Mike Lee. Greg,
Dude.
what did I tell you about bringing up sex symbols? Anyway. Tanner says, yeah, let's do a taco nacho thing. That'd be cool. I think so. Brady Cook says you need the meats. Barfing Chicken says Italian. Greg Romano says a JIMMER.
Man, wow.
To roll out the Stanley Cup.
Ah.
Ooh. Eric and Raleigh says Papa Murphy's Buffet with Wings by Traeger. Yes.
Dude.
Yes. Ken Williams says, wow, Monty. I know. I'm spectacular.
Yeah, dude.
Ken somehow tried to pin Kobe Bryant as my hero last night.
No one's going to disrespect me.
The members only Instagram chat wasn't having it.
I'm not afraid to die.
Like, when did Kobe Bryant become my hero?
When I die, I'm going to paradise.
Yeah, and apparently Ken went to paradise because just about everyone is like, no, bro. When did Kobe Bryant become my hero? What are you talking about?
Well, you were waxing poetic, right?
It must have been. Brandon says New Jasmine, Chris Dunn, and Frank Jackson both rolling out the Stanley Cup. Yes. Jaron Eccles says Papa Murphy's a Hundo P. Yes. Talking with Raphael podcast, says Brisket. Okay. How about Mo Betters?
What's Mo Betters?
That shiz was amazing. Did you find they have more Betters? Mo Betters is awesome. Philip Pritchard. I have no idea who that is. Should I know who that is?
Yeah, who is?
Should I know who that is?
Okay, Philip Pritchard.
You know. Ken Williams says, I guess Monty wants me fired up again. I don't know what you got fired up over in the first place.
Oh, Phil Pritchard is the keeper of the Stanley Cup.
Yes, he's going to be there.
Yeah, he will be there.
Yes. Shaq and Chuck, nope, they're busy. Boyd Lake, Mac McClung, I'd dunk on him. You know. Actually, Mo Betters won't do it for me. That's where all the sinners go.
Well,
I go there all the time, so you're probably right about that.
It's probably different than what you're thinking, though.
You know. Or someone named Stanley Tucci. Oh, dude, Stanley Tucci, just bring chicken parm, please. Do you know how much I've been craving chicken parm recently? Man, that would be good. James Knight says, did you guys get the 4X gold I sent for the Big 5-0? No, James. Somehow we didn't get it.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. It must have got lost in translation in your fridge.
All right. All of our breaking news on the program. Dude. All of our breaking news on the program is presented by our good friends at Quick Quack Car Wash. Make sure you get to Quick Quack again. You guys, it's raining and snowing here in the great state of Utah. All the Utahns, you guys should go and do what Charles and Shaq did. They went to the car wash, baby, at Quick Quack Car Wash. The thing I love about Quick Quack is that every time I go to Quick Quack, the funny thing is I roll out of there and people can't stop and won't stop checking me out.
Okay, guys, I'm going to tell you the secret to impressing my neighbors, the YA coworkers, you name it. I just swing by Quick Quack. It seriously takes 2 minutes, and people can't stop, won't stop checking me out. Getting a clean car is definitely my best life hack. Kids are messy, camping's dirty, but my truck sure isn't.
There you go. Can't stop, won't stop checking me out. When I go to Quick Quack Car Wash, I love it. I take the Audi through there. The wheels look good. The car looks good.
We got to talk about that today, dude.
Yeah, I'm trying to buy another car, and the whole thing is just a cluster. But when I do, I'm going to take it to Quick Quack Car Wash. Make sure you tell them you heard about it on the Monty Show.
The Monty Show.
And let me put up this 50% off. Again, you guys know that we're always trying to hook you guys up, right? You know that anytime that we can, that we're going to give you something free. And how about 50% off a car wash at Quick Quack? Right
Seriously,
there.
just scan it.
There it is, your QR code at the program. Just scan that QR code. And if you're on a phone right now, just take a screen grab of it and have your mom, your wife, your girlfriend, whoever, hover over that with their camera, and it'll open up the coupon for 50% off at Quick Quack Car Wash. With this snow and rain, you guys, go hook it up. Go take advantage of this. I love the fact that they give us stuff like this for our listeners because you guys do such a good job. Go into Quick Quack Car Wash and telling them, hey, I heard about you guys on the Monty Show, heard about you on the Monty Show, and then they hook us up with stuff like this 50% off QR code. So I'm going to leave it up there for another 10 seconds or so. Screen grab it, and then once the snow and rain's over, head over to Quick Quack Car Wash, show them the coupon. They'll give you 50% off any car wash you want. From their best one to their lowest tier one, whatever you want at Quick Quack, they're going to hook you up just because you watch the Monty Show.
Yeah.
So there you go, that QR code. By the way, if you missed it, just hit me up on message or hit Jake up. We can send you the link or send you that as well, because we really would love it if you guys would go to Quick Quack. They're really good folks. They do such a good job.
Dude. It's less than Apple TV would be. Come on.
Wow. Okay.
Come on. That's some of my best material right there. I want some credit.
I don't disagree with you. All of our breaking news, all of our NBA, all of our Utah Jazz talk on the Monty Show presented by our good friends at Quick Quack Car Wash. Luis Capazzo, Capazzo says his truck isn't dirty because it's a road princess.
Wait, whose truck?
The guy in the Quick Quack commercial.
Oh, yeah.
Capazzo, have you been to the Bucked Up store in
the
St.
Jeezy.
Jeezy yet?
The Jeezy. Come on.
Miami or Mango Tango?
I'm vibing on the Mango Tango today. It's going down easy, bro.
I am. All right, let's get back to, where do you want to go, Lauri Markkanen? You want to go?
Utah Jazz.
You want to go Utah Jazz. Okay. Guys, let's talk Utah Jazz. Can Lauri Markkanen carry the Utah Jazz? An interesting article by Tony Jones in The Athletic today about Lauri Markkanen being featured by the Jazz. And the idea is the Jazz are going to make Lauri Markkanen the number one for the rest of the season. My question is, why hasn't he been the number one for most of the season? Once he established himself as the alpha on this team, you should have been regularly feeding him the ball. And my question is, why hasn't that happened? But you know the first thing that came to my mind, Jake, when we were talking about this morning. Okay, so you're gonna make Lauri Markkanen the featured guy.
Right.
What about Jordan Clarkson? And is Jordan Clarkson on board with that? Because my guess is not much is going to change, and maybe I'm being a cynic here, Jake, but do you see much changing with Lauri Markkanen?
I mean, I think that, not so much in his game, but I think they're going to try and be more intentional about putting him in successful situations. So, getting him on that mid-range, elbow extended area out to the sideline there and trying to get him in a favorable matchup. I think that's what they mean by featuring him. And I think, Jordan Clarkson, for all of this, Ryan Smith conversation and that side of Jordan Clarkson's season, if you set that aside, like, Jordan's not having a bad season. I think he's having a productive season. And the trouble is that if you have JC and Lauri out there and the message to the public is that you're going to feature Lauri Markkanen, JC's going to have to give the ball up. But we all know that JC's not going to give the ball up. And so when they open up the second half on Thursday, the first thing that I'm going to be looking for is, what is the offensive flow like? What's the balance like? What are you actually trying to do? I know what you told me you're going to try and do. You're going to feature Lauri Markkanen. But I want to see what does that actually equate to? How does that translate on the floor? Because we've heard a lot of things from Will Hardy, and I'm not even criticizing Will Hardy, but we hear all the time, like, hey, we got to do this better. We're going to try and do that, or whatever. It depends on the day, right? You always hear something. But ultimately, it feels like this team always devolves down into, hey, we made this mistake, or we didn't execute here or there, or whatever. Like, that's what I want to avoid. I want to see this team execute at a higher level for the last, whatever it is, 25 games here. Like, yeah. That's what I want to see.
But is Lauri Markkanen an alpha? And this is my biggest concern with the Jazz and Lauri Markkanen, is that I don't know that Lauri is a clear-cut number one guy. I don't know that he's a dude that you can look at and say, go win me the game. Sure. Okay, but is he a guy where you can say, hey, bring this team together? Give me, because by the way, in case you didn't see it today, Frank Jackson and Chris Dunn are on the ball club now.
Facts.
Frank, who's been tearing it up in the G League, who I think it's long overdue. That he is somebody that I think you have to look at and say, hey, you know what? Frank Jackson's got to get a shot here. Great. Chris Dunn, the former Bull, who I think is wildly talented, absolutely has to get a shot on this team. Yeah. They're both going to be here. That's going to change the dynamic of this team. But my question is, who's the leader on this Utah Jazz bench right now? Who's the guy that you can look at and say, yep, that's our leader right there? Who's the face of this team? I'm telling you, it's still Jordan Clarkson.
Yeah. No, I mean, 100%. I think if you ask any Jazz fan, they're going to go with Jordan Clarkson. But I think that, the Jazz front office and this team moving forward is Lauri Markkanen. I think that that's the guy that they'd like to build around, and not like to. They are. And I think that Walker Kessler is catching him. I think Walker Kessler has a chance to be the best big man in the league. I think that's his upside.
You do?
Yeah, I think he has the ability. I think he's got the he has the athletic ability, which I think is the first ingredient. You have to have at least the ability to get there. Because if you don't have the ability, I don't care who you are in the gym, you're not going to overcome just raw talent, raw athleticism as a big. So as a big at his size, he's got the athleticism, and now he's got to figure out how he can get a little bit tougher, a little bit stronger, how he can use his jumper to open up the drive to the basket, just like any other player would. And that's why I think, he is going to develop. You're going to see long strides through the summer from Walker Kessler. So if they can just play this string out, I'd love to see them break through the play-in and at least play one playoff series. I think that's top of the mountain this year. If you do that, you've had a hell of a year. I think if you get to the play-in and lose, you still had a good year. Not a hell of a year, but a good year. You did what you needed to do. So that's what I say. This whole featuring Markkanen thing, I agree with you. You should have been featuring him already. And this Jordan Clarkson situation, the other problem with saying you're going to feature Markkanen and, Jordan taking the ball is now Jordan's on a prove-it deal, right? Can we just agree with that? Like, hey, I'm going to be a free agent. I'm not accepting my option on this current contract. I want to see what I can go and get on the market. Well, you better go and earn that money. Now, you got to prove that you're worth that $90 million 4-year contract extension. So Jordan Clarkson's not going to be so willing, in my opinion, or reticent to give up the ball, dude. And I don't blame him for that.
I'm curious. And again, I'm curious if he signs with the Jazz over the summer. Because I think this is it for Jordan Clarkson. This is the last big contract of his career. It's probably 3 years. It's probably $75 to $90 million. I think this is his last best opportunity to make that bread and win a championship. Does that happen? Are the Jazz championship material in the next 3 years? I think they're very close. Do you want a 34-year-old Jordan Clarkson to still be ball hogging on your club when you're trying to win a championship? I don't know. I mean, ask me what the rest of the roster looks like. Do you want any part of paying Jordan Clarkson $90 million? Because I don't. And I know we've talked about this ad nauseum. I still don't understand why he wasn't traded. I would love somebody to ask. And again, somebody was asking in the comments earlier why Ryan Smith hasn't been on the show. We've asked.
Multiple times.
We have asked. I sent an email today. And we just have not gotten the green light. And my guess is we likely won't. But I think Jordan Clarkson, and the thing that worries me most, Jordan Clarkson served this club well. He deserved to go to a championship caliber club right now. And they, for whatever reason, didn't want to do that. And I don't know, is that Jordan saying, I want to be here? That's not what I was told. Jazz sources told me he let them know he'd be okay being moved to a contender. And they just chose not to do that. I can tell you they had first-round picks offered to them for JC. It just didn't materialize. So I don't know how you look at this situation, and I don't know how you look at Jordan Clarkson and see a happy ending here, because I think he deserves it. I think he's served this club well. You let him go, and I think there's going to be a lot of anger and vitriol from Jazz fans. And trust me, as somebody that does a global sports talk program on a daily basis, the Philippines are pissed if you even look at Jordan Clarkson with any question in your heart. I think this is going to be a very difficult ending for Jordan Clarkson and the Jazz.
Yeah, I agree, dude.
I do not see them re-signing him.
Yeah, well, and I think it's funny that that the organization was like, yeah, we got to do right by Mike. We got to make sure we take care of Mike. And they are hoping JC's not selfish and are, willing, so far as we've been told, willing to take that risk, willing to allow JC to be an unrestricted free agent. Doesn't have shades of Gordon Hayward written all over it or anything if you're a Jazz fan, right? Like, that's the situation you're dealing with. And I understand why, I get why Filipinos would be pissed, right? I get it. Jordan's your guy. I understand, and I respect that. I have no problem with that. But I'm telling you, it does not make sense to continue to overpay someone who just isn't in your championship timeline. And if you think he's in your championship timeline, then like I've said many times in the past, we just have a philosophical disagreement.
Yeah, I think it'll be very interesting. Brady Cook says, I want Jason Tatum.
Yeah, we all do.
Yeah, so do I. Right? I want Jason Tatum.
I want him.
Come on now. Jason Tatum. I mean, what he did in the All-Star game, scintillating.
Yep.
Scintillating. Car Wash Channel. What's up, Car Wash Channel? Good to see you, dude. Yes, Lauri can carry the Jazz with the three-pointer he makes, and he's a good guard. He works hard defensively. I would agree with that. The Common Man. What's up, Common Man? Are you new to the show, I think? Lauri is going to learn to refine and season his game. He needs a good young point guard to set up the offense and not a black hole.
Agreed.
I'm curious what Chris Dunn turns into here. Because Chris Dunn's a guy that brings volatility, and Chris Dunn's a guy that brings ability. And I think he just has been in some awkward situations. He was injured. He's played well in the G League. In my opinion, I've seen enough to know that he can play at this level.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder what Chris Dunn brings. Jacob DeLambo, what's up, DeLambo? They were pumping the players they wanted to trade the first half of the season.
And I don't have any problem with that.
No.
I think that's the business of the league. I think, that was the challenge to Will Hardy pre-trade deadline, and now I think the challenge is different post-deadline.
Yep, I agree. Chris Dunn could become a player. I agree. DeLambo says we are not going to win many games during the final stretch of the season. I would not think so. Julian, what's up, Julian? Could it be that the Jazz want to re-sign JC and then try to get more for him at the next deadline? I just don't know that makes a lot of sense because all of that's out of your control.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, if you let him go to free agency, let him. When he chooses to go to free agency this summer, it's out of your control now, bro. Yeah. Like, you're done. Like, you don't have an opportunity to re-sign the guy.
Facts.
And I think this is Gordon Hayward all over again.
Yep.
All over again. Brandon Butler, a member of the program, says, my supposition is they didn't want to take salary back. They want him to opt out and walk away so they have cap space to work with. Man.
Okay, and hey, if that's the case, fine. I'm good with that. You want to roll like that, I'm good. I'm with that.
I would hate to see him go away for nothing. Because he's worth a first-round pick, in my opinion.
But now that's best case scenario with the decision you've made.
Yeah. Ron McClure says, I want Kevin Durant. Never mind, Suns got him. Exactly.
Facts, dude.
Brandon Butler says, Danny has used his tactic in the past, and Danny DJ AF if the fans like what he does. No, he doesn't. He doesn't give a Quinn B, do you think the Jazz will start letting Kessler take mid-ranges in games? He has a decent shot. Well, listen, I think it's coming. And, Jake, I know you've talked about this ad nauseum. I think he does come back next year with a jumper.
Yeah, I think that it's no surprise that we got a bunch of videos of him shooting three-pointers and shooting mid-range and having some fun at All-Star game practices. And, when we saw that with Rudy, that's, the Jazz like to do this. But for me, I think Walker Kessler has the ability to shoot it. He does. He has a nice stroke for a big man, and I think he needs to take advantage of that. And I think, frankly, for the Jazz offense to be their best, they got to have him taking and making those shots. And you see it in Phoenix with DeAndre Ayton. You see Ayton all the time, probably, 7-8 times a game. We'll knock down a little elbow jumper. He'll hit a little turnaround, just opportunistically. They're not featuring him on the block, certainly, but opportunistically. When you've run 5 possessions in a row of like pick and roll or some variation of that, and the defense starts sagging and you're not keeping them honest, okay, go ahead and pull one, Walker. Like, that's what I think they want to do. That's the next incarnation of his game. And to me, once he's able to gain the defense's respect from the elbow, you're in a world of trouble because he can get his own. He can get his own going right, 100%. From the free throw line to the basket, he can go right. He's got a little spin move. He's got a little baby hook. Like, he's got some game. So to me, I absolutely think he comes back with it.
Yep, talking Utah Jazz on the Monty Show. Thanks to our friends at Quick Quack Car Wash. You know they always bring you Utah Jazz and NBA talk on the Monty program. I think that the other conversation here, though, to get it back, is to Lauri Markkanen. Like, is Lauri Markkanen ever the best player on a championship team? I can't say that he is.
No.
I think he is. There is a certain level of, I don't know, what's the right way to say it? Soft. There's a wee bit of softness in Lauri's game, and I think that he certainly has shown he can be a number 2. I mean, the question is, how does his game change if there's an alpha at number 1?
Yeah.
If there's a Brad Beal at number 1, if there's a Jason Tatum at number 1, how does that change his game? If there's a Kevin Durant, how does that change his game? And the answer is, I don't know. I think it'll be very interesting to see how it changes his game because I think Lauri now knows he's the best player on this team. And I think he's going to be here for a significant amount of time. And it would not surprise me if the Jazz built around him. But I think building around him means you got to go get a number 1. You got to go get a killer.
Kevin Durant.
Yeah.
You know who I am.
You got to go get a killer, in my opinion. Do you ever, what is his role on a championship team?
Yeah, I think it's a number 2. I think Lauri is a dynamic number 2. I think he can be, a lethal number 2. I think he's got, again, it's his game plus a premier scorer. That's the most simple way to say it. Like, I don't have to tell you guys what Lauri can bring. You've watched him all year. You know that he can shoot it. He can get to the basket. He can dunk. He can finish. He's got a nice layup package. Like, he's got what he needs to be a good offensive player. The problem is, and what not a lot of people like to talk about with Lauri, is athletically, again, there's that word, right? He used it with Walker Kessler. Same deal here. Athletically, he's not as gifted as, some of the best in the league. So that prevents you from being a number 1. He's a little bit slow with that first step. I'm not saying he's got a slow first step, but when you compare him to, the best in the league, he's a little slow with his first step. So it makes it tougher for him to break guys off or to be this dynamic wing player. Like, he's not that guy. But what he is a nice little 3-point shooter, physical player, like, gets after it, like, he works hard. Like, he's a really solid number 2. And that's why I'm saying it wouldn't surprise me at all if you kept him and then you went and got, whether Bradley Beal's the guy we always bring up, but, whoever that name is, you went and got a number 1. That would be an ideal path.
Yeah, I think it would be interesting to me anyways to see how all of this plays out. Because the other thing I don't think is a slam dunk is that this team misses the playoffs. Because I don't think we have any idea who the LA Lakers are.
Mm-hmm.
I feel pretty good saying I think the Clippers are better. But if you look at the standings, I don't have it. Do you really have a handle on who the Lakers are? Right now, I don't know that I do. LeBron James is talking about how the next 23 games are the most important 23 games of his career.
Yeah.
Right? Like, that sounds like a motivated killer to me.
Mm-hmm.
So I look at the Western Conference standings. I say to myself, okay, you're tied for 11th with Portland. Are you better than Portland right now? Probably not. Right? Like, are you better? Do you have a Dame-style player? You don't.
No.
You don't. Like, I look at the Lakers. They're 2 games out of a playoff spot. They're 4 games out of a 6th spot. They got a hell of a long road to go. And by the way, after that, San Antonio, the Rockets, they're not even in the equation. I look at Oklahoma City. I'm staring at Golden State wondering, you're a game in the playoffs. 1 game separates you from being out.
Yeah.
Is that a team that we believe in? I really like the Wiseman trade, but I look at this GP2 situation. I have no idea what happens there.
Mm-hmm.
If he contributes, right? I think there are so many unknown factors at the bottom of the Western Conference. I don't know how we're sitting here today thinking anything other than it's really possible for this Jazz team to go out and make a playoff run. I don't see any reason that we should count them out.
Yeah, and I don't agree with the assertion that they're going to lose a bunch of games. I think they will lose games, obviously, but they're definitely a play-in team, in my opinion. It's unacceptable for them not to be.
You look at their road games, 2 at OKC, Dallas, Orlando, Charlotte, Miami.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I mean, you're going to probably lose to OKC. Now, I think they're a better team than you. You should lose to Dallas. You're on par with Orlando. You're better than Charlotte, and I think you're going to contend with Miami. Right? Sacramento, you can beat Sacramento at any single night. San Antonio, you should beat San Antonio. At Boston, you're probably losing that game. On a Friday afternoon at 5:30 Mountain Time, you're losing that game. Brooklyn,
you're losing that game.
You're probably losing that game. Right? And then you finish at the Lakers. That game against the Lakers could be a play-in game. Whoever wins that game could get in, right? Like this game, we're going to announce tomorrow who we're going to against Denver on April 8th. At 4 o'clock tomorrow, we'll tell you who we're taking to that game.
Mm-hmm.
That game will likely be hugely consequential to the Jazz playoff hopes.
Yeah.
Right? You look at their road games, they have a chance to win probably half their road games. By the way, the home schedule's no cake. Now, obviously, you're coming out against Oklahoma and San Antonio twice, Thursday, Saturday, Tuesday. So that feels like a nice spread of games.
Yeah.
Thursday, off Friday, Saturday, off Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, off Wednesday, Thursday, Friday to start the road trip. Your next homestand is March 18th, Boston. The 20th, Sacramento. 22nd, Portland. 24th, Milwaukee. And then March 27th at home against Phoenix.
Yeah.
Like, you don't have an easy road to hoe here.
I'm a man.
I'm not saying it's going to be easy, but do we really think that we can just sit here and count out the Utah Jazz? I'm not at all.
Well, I guess people are.
Yeah. Well, and listen, PLL superfan forever, Sacramento is actually very good.
Yeah, they're good, but you can beat them.
You can beat them. But I'm telling you, Keegan Murray's the guy nobody's talking about. Nobody's talking about Keegan Murray. You know. Ken Williams says, I don't want to get pissed again. Bye, guys. What are you pissed about?
What are you getting pissed about, dude?
I have no idea.
Yeah,
Riley O'Brien, what's up? The best RV salesman in Utah, says, I'd still lean towards second best on a championship team. Agreed.
Yep.
Agreed. Brady Cook, but look how much Lauri has improved from last year to this year. He is good, but still needs help. Yes, he does. Quinn B, who do you think the Jazz are looking to get in this year's draft? No idea.
Yeah, it's hard to say, dude. I mean,
no idea.
You know, I think it's not as simple as who they want in the draft. It's a philosophical thing too. Like you have, you know, who they want in the draft versus, you know, where they'd be willing to trade, who's willing to trade. Like, you know, they've got all this draft capital, and that's what I'm saying. Like, this team is like, you got to view this team in windows. The first window is closed. The pre-deadline, you know, trade deadline window is closed. And this team is now different. And now you're going to see a team with Frank Jackson and Chris Dunn. And, you know, you're going to see bigger roles for some of these guys. Like, this team's different now. What does that look like? You know, so to me, it's like, how long is Colin Sexton going to be out? Like, how long is that hammy going to bother him? Like, you know, how much JC are we going to get versus Markkanen? Like, there's all these little things that you got to watch for.
And I'm just telling you, man, I feel very, what's the right way to say this? I feel very positive about the future of this team.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think Danny Ainge is looking to draft a bunch of dudes with his picks. I don't.
Excellent strategy, sir.
I think he's not built a team that way. And I think, yes, everybody says, well, he drafted Tatum and Brown.
We built this program on NIL.
After, what did he do before that? Like, his championship teams were not built on the draft.
Yeah.
And he's looking to win now, not later.
Yeah.
Brandon Butler. The problem with Lauri is he still needs somebody to facilitate for him.
Yep.
I would agree with that. And I think Chris Dunn could be that guy. I'm excited about Chris Dunn.
Yep.
Frankly, you guys, I'm excited about this entire roster right now. Like, I look at the Utah Jazz.
The Utah Jazz.
Colin Sexton's got to stay healthy.
Yeah.
It's becoming problematic now. But Clarkson, Markkanen, Walker Kessler, Udoka,
what are you talking about?
Ochai Agbaji, THT, Chris Dunn. I love him.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, trust me when I tell you, Chris Dunn's going to do some things that are going to wow you, and then he's going to disappear for a minute. And then he's going to do some things that are going to wow you, and then he's going to disappear for a minute. And Frank Jackson likely is not a guy that, A, is going to stay healthy, or B, contribute a huge amount of production to this team.
Yeah, but I still think he's a guy that long-term they need to develop.
Frank Jackson, nah, he's not a long-term guy.
Okay.
Now, Chris Dunn, that's a long-term dude. Chris Dunn's a guy that can play in this league. He's a 1994 baby. So you feel like
us millennials.
He's on the right side of 30.
For a minute.
Like you feel like he can play a little bit, man.
Mm-hmm.
You feel like he can play a little bit. So I'm excited about him. The problem with Frank Jackson is he's had multiple opportunities and he has not flourished. And when you look at the opportunities that he's got, now granted, it was New Orleans when they were terrible, and it was Detroit, and they've never been good. The guy barely has one season averaged double-digit points. Now,
Give him a real run, man.
Well, he's had a real run, though.
How many games played?
53, 40, 59, and 61.
Yeah.
Not as a starter, but this is also a guy that averaged just about 20 minutes a game, 18 minutes a game in his career. The problem is he's only a 33% career three-point shooter, and you got to be better than that. In the G League, he was better than that. Dude can play. But what is he he has not shown to be more than a role player.
Yeah.
And I know there's great affection for him in this state, but man, I'm telling you, go easy. Jeremy Bolton. Jazz needs some Mac McClung.
Well.
McCluskey, take it easy.
McCluskey.
Mayor of Monty Town. Jeremy McCluskey, take it easy. Squid, the 3 games since the trade, he hasn't have people set him up the same. He's struggling adjusting. You can see it in his efficiency, but he is averaging 28 since then.
Yeah. Yeah.
Are you talking about Markkanen?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's going to be a huge change for him. I mean, I think no matter what, Lauri Markkanen's a piece going forward. I could see a scenario where he just doesn't play a whole lot of good basketball because I think it's going to be a real challenge. This 4 days off going to Thursday, this is a big deal for the Jazz because they have a lot of new pieces now. With Dunn and Frank Jackson, and granted, Frank Jackson's been playing on the Stars, so he's in the system. But it's going to take some time to assimilate them together.
Can't teach chemistry. Gotta
No, you
play it
can't.
out.
No, you can't. Football at 50-10 of the hour, every hour on the Monty program. Presented by our good friends at Papa Murphy's Pizza. Papa Murphy's Pizza. Use the promo code Monty25 to get 25% off your purchase. $25 or more at Papa Murphy's Pizza. Download the mobile app, you guys. Hook it up. I'm telling you, it's already Tuesday.
I thought you said it's already Tuesday.
You haven't had your Papa Murphy's Pizza yet this week?
Casuals.
Guy, I'm telling you, man. What are you waiting for?
You're being mid, bro.
Use the promo code Monty to save 25% off your purchase at $25 more. Monty25 to save 25% off your purchase of $25 or more. Let's talk quarterbacks in the National Football League because franchise tag season has begun. And there's some interesting names around the National Football League. Yes or no, the quarterback franchise tag is $32 million. Lamar Jackson of the Ravens, Jake. Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. It's not another guy who's better, right? You going to try and go get Derek Carr?
Yes.
If you can get Derek Carr, then you get Derek Carr. But I think if that's not an option, you got to stay with Lamar.
Did you guys hear that the Jets told Derek Carr, quote, "We believe if you come to New York and win, you could be a first ballot Hall of Famer"? Diana Rossini, the fine Philly, Diana Rossini.
Yeah. Homegirl can play.
Says that Derek Carr was told by the Jets he could be a first ballot Hall of Famer. Now listen, I don't begrudge people for using illegal illicit drugs, but hallucinogens, you probably should lay off of those.
Well, and I know you were born at night.
But it wasn't last night.
Buddy's not going to be a Hall of Famer with the Jets.
Nobody's going to be a Hall of Famer with the Jets.
And you know what I love about this? Oh, Derek Carr's free agency is going to be a, quote, long process. Oh, so it, in fact, was a courtesy visit. He's actually not going to the Jets. We get it.
I say no on Lamar Jackson. I'm not paying the guy $32 million. Not when I've got other viable options out there, including I would pay Jimmy Garoppolo I'd pay Derek Carr before I would pay Lamar Jackson.
Yeah.
Because Lamar hasn't won and Lamar hasn't stayed healthy.
Yeah, but that locker room.
Well, you can put other people in the locker room then.
Dude.
If your locker room falls apart because you tried to get better at quarterback, that's a problem.
Yeah.
Then you don't have the right guys in the right seats on the bus, and it's time to shake it up. Yes or no, $32 million tag on GS7, Geno Smith in Seattle.
No. Hell no.
You wouldn't pay Geno 32.
No, and I'm not here for Lovren's GS7 takes. Okay?
I would absolutely pay him the $32 million. As a stopgap 1 year, what do you have to lose with GS7? Because there's not a better long-term fit. And if GS7 gives you just 3/4 of what he gave you last year, your chemistry is going to be amazing, and you're probably going to win a lot of games in a pretty crappy division. And oh, by the way, they still don't have a quarterback in Sam Frog's Disco. I would pay him the $32 million.
I don't know. Maybe we have different definitions of good 1 year stopgaps, but the last time I checked, Lamar had been taking them to the playoffs. I'm not saying he's a winner. I'm not saying he's a Super Bowl champion, but I would pay Lamar. I wouldn't pay Geno, man.
Okay, I'm with you on that. Let's see. San Diego State says Carr, a Hall of Famer, bullshizzy. Jeremy Bolton, the mayor of Montytown, or excuse me, Jeremy McCluskey.
Yeah, Jeremy McCluskey,
the mayor of Montytown. I believe the Jets, with all things QB, they develop Sanchez, Brett Favre, Zachy Poo, because they know quarterbacks.
Yeah.
Exactly right. Do they know running backs? Would you pay the Saquon Barkley machine $10 million a year?
All day.
Las Vegas Raiders running back Josh Jacobs, $10 million a year on a franchise tag.
All day. Yep.
You would.
100%. Guys,
Saquon or Josh Jacobs?
Saquon
all day long. I think the franchise tag is one of those things that, frankly, I don't think it's that difficult to figure this out. You know the other guy that I think is really interesting? And the number is only, I say only, where is it? $11.435 million. Jacksonville tight end Evan Ingram. I think is one of the most difficult. Him and Jordan Poyer of Buffalo.
I'm paying
the safety,
Jordan Poyer, bro.
$14.4 million.
Because he's the back end of that defense. He is the leader of that defense on the back end.
Dude.
And they had some problems without him.
I think those are some very difficult decisions to make. Now, again, I will sit here and tell you, I have a man crush on Derek Carr as a free agent, and I'd absolutely pay Derek Carr to be the quarterback of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I think Evan Ingram's one of the most important free agent decisions in the NFL, because if you let him go, I think there's going to be a dozen teams in line to get a quality tight end.
Yeah.
Why he hasn't been locked up long-term, I don't know. But I think Poyer's injury history makes me a little nervous. Yes, I am paying Ingram. I'm probably not paying Poyer.
Yeah, we're different on that, bro.
Yeah, I understand it.
Yeah, we're different on that.
I understand it. Football 50, 10 to the hour. Every hour on the Monty program. Time for a couple of comments. San Diego State says Saquon Barkley all day long, twice on Sunday. That's right. Jam on my jelly roll says the Bears select. Well, this is a tough one, because I think, and again, you guys, I know we've sat here and we've talked about this ad nauseum.
Yeah.
Ad nauseum. I'm telling you, my guy is unchanged. If I am the Chicago Bears at the number one pick, I am selecting a trade. I am going to move down with the Houston Texans, and then I am going to draft Jalen Carter, defensive lineman. And we are going to procreate and be fruitful at repopulating the defensive line in Chicago.
Uh-huh.
And we still won't win.
Yeah.
But Jalen Carter's going to be a hell of a defensive lineman wearing a Bears uniform.
Piles of horse crap.
Don't start with me. I think there's two no-brainers in this draft. I think Jalen Carter to the Chicago Bears.
The Bears.
And Bryce Young to the Houston Texans. Did you guys see the story? We did a short on it today on the channel. Did you see the story of the Dallas Cowboys leaking their own rumor that they're interested in C.J. Stroud. Because Dak Prescott's owed $49 million this year and $51 in 2 years. That's his cap hit.
Dick.
He will cost them $49 million on the cap this year, $51 next year. And he doesn't want to renegotiate. And
Why
so
would
now
he?
all of a sudden it's like, oh, yeah, bro. Hey, bro, we're over here circumcising skeeters.
Skeeters.
How about Jerry Jones circumcising skeeters? Anyway, the point is, Jerry Jones is now trying to spook his quarterback by saying C.J. Stroud. Do you think that's going to scare Dak Prescott into renegotiating?
Be better.
Get out of here.
Be better, bro.
Like, they're so bad.
Those tactics are tired, man.
They are so bad at footballing. It's embarrassing, dude.
Yeah.
It's embarrassing, and it's embarrassing to me that you guys have not tried the meatball marinara from Papa Murphy's Pizza. I'll even give you 25% off when you use the promo code Monty25.
At Papa Murphy's, we do more than just pizza. We do meatballs and marinara.
Papa Murphy's does meatballs?
Oh, I think you mean I do the meatballs and marinara?
And how do you do it, Dad?
How do I do it? How do I do it?
Oh, well, we do it with savory ground beef
Covered in tangy marinara. That's how, honey.
At Papa Murphy's, we make great pizza.
And don't forget the meatballs.
Order now at papamurphys.com.
Papa Murphy's Pizza, make sure you use the promo code Monty25 to get 25% off your purchase of $25 or more at Papa Murphy's Pizza. Download the mobile app.
Yeah.
Right? Here's how it works. Download the mobile app. Fire up the Traeger smoker with Wi-Fi technology.
Wi-Fi technology.
This is the greatest thing ever. I can turn on my Traeger smoker from anywhere because I have Wi-Fi technology on my phone. So the next time won't be the first time that I get on my phone, turn on the smoker, order my Papa Murphy's, go pick it up, come home to a hot smoker, cook the pizza in 20 minutes.
I'm for real.
Dude.
I'm for real.
Yeah,
I'm telling
it's
you.
absolutely awesome. And I think that, you know, the convenience of it, you know, again, being able to order from your phone and obviously, you know, if you have a Traeger, if you don't have a Traeger, whatever your cooking method is, order Papa Murphy's on your phone. Do it now. You know, do it when you get out of bed. It's the first thing you do. You know it's Tuesday. That means it's every day. Order pizza. Do it. And then pick it up whenever you want. It'll be ready on the rack. It's that simple.
And please don't be casuals please don't be mid and not order the take and bake chocolate chip cookies.
Really nice use of mid there. That was well done, dude. Thank you.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm talking about, you jamoke. All right, couple of comments here. PLL Superfan says, what are your thoughts on Zeke and Pollard? Well, I think Zeke's done in Dallas. He should be. And I think, what do you do with Pollard? I don't know what you do with Pollard. You know what I do with Pollard? I try to make a trade for Josh Jacobs.
Facts.
I mean, I think the problem is even if Pollard's 100% in camp, it's going to take some time for him to get back to his playing at 100%.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a serious injury for a running back. I'd be concerned about that. And I think Zeke's become a goal line short yardage guy. And I just think you have to let him go. And I think that what you have to do is you have to go all in on Dak Prescott. Trying to scare him with this C.J. Stroud nonsense, come on. Dude, what are we really doing? You're not cutting the guy. It's going to crush you.
That's HIPAA.
If you want to renegotiate his deal, try. If he says no, well, you made your bed, stupid. Lie in it. Right? Like, this is why Jerry Jones is terrible at footballing. You had no business paying Ezekiel Elliott $15 million.
Yeah.
You had no business whatsoever. Now he's gone. And Pollard's hurt. I think you're going to have to go out and, I mean, honestly, you're not in a position with your cap the way it is to go compete for a running back. So you don't have any choice but to try and bring back Tony Pollard. And frankly, I think Tony Pollard probably wants to be there.
Yeah.
Right? I think the bigger issue is the offensive line. Where are you at on Leighton Vander Esch? Because I think that's a huge, huge deal. Where are you at on Dalton Schultz? Because that's non-negotiable. And then I think you have to go all in on Dak. This league, the thing that I don't understand about the National Football League, and I haven't understood for generations now. Why is it so hard to understand how the Patriots won? How did they win? They deflated footballs. They recorded practices. Oh, I mean, see what happened was...
Okay.
What they did is they had an elite quarterback. And they had nobody at wide receiver certain years, and they still won. And the thing I don't understand is, why are so many teams getting the quarterback position wrong? And I know this will probably piss off Ravens fans. You don't have a quarterback. Tyler Huntley's not a number one. And Lamar Jackson's not a viable Super Bowl candidate, not a candidate to win a Super Bowl championship.
Bro, what are you talking about,
He's
man?
not a viable championship quarterback. If he was, you'd have been closer than you are now. And by the way, the guy's been hurt. Oh, I wonder why that is. Because he's a running quarterback.
So you're not.
Right, but the other issue is everybody's like, oh, he got hurt in the pocket. What are you talking about? He got hurt because he didn't make a decision. He got hurt because he held the football and then tried to run and it was too late. He's not a pocket passer. Let his ass go. Let somebody else make a $32 million mistake.
Yeah.
And if it blows up in your face, you got to live with that. But what are the chances of that? How many quarterbacks change teams and then all of a sudden go win Super Bowls, Matthew Stafford? Right? Like, it's very rare. It's very rare because in this league, you know when you've got it, and unfortunately, most teams don't know when they don't.
Because it's garbage.
Which is why teams like the Titans wind up losing with Ryan Tannehill, and the flipping 49ers wind up trusting Jimmy Garoppolo.
Joseph Lee Burrow.
And you wind up drafting Trey Lance because you don't have the balls to go and do what needs to be done. It's why the Chicago Bears have never, and still to this day, do not have a number one quarterback. And what do we have in the draft? You have a guy in Bryce Young and C.J. Stroud. I like them both. Bryce Young's the best NFL quarterback. But now what you're going to hear is, oh, Bryce Young's too small. He's injury prone. He was hurt once at Alabama. He's so small that he was one of the best quarterbacks in the country, and the ball was in his hand every snap. He literally was win or lose for them. He was hurt one time.
What do you bench?
Oh, but he's injury. He is? No, he's not. You're trying to smear the guy.
Yeah.
Like, I'm telling you, these cats screw up the quarterback position routinely. Look, how many Derek Carr mistakes are we going to make? Right? Like, your problem, and if you're a Raider fan, this should resonate for you. How many times did Derek Carr have good talent around him? How many times did he have the right offensive line? How many times did he get crushed just after he let the ball go to Darren Waller? How many times did Josh Jacobs run into first contact behind the line of scrimmage? How many times have you had the best wide receiver core in the AFC West? The best offensive line. The best running back. The best anything. The best bathroom toilet paper changer in all the NFL. Never. Because you're the Raiders. You're never that.
Mm-hmm.
You're never that. You get just this close, and then Renfro's a guy that you believe can be elite. And he's not Cole Beasley even. Right? Like, he's not a guy that puts you over the top and...
You're fucking Cole Beasley.
Right? Like, and he's hurt. And Waller gets hurt. And it's always one thing after another.
Yeah.
Right? But you look at the Rams. The Rams wind up in Los Angeles. And what do? They all of a sudden put their balls back on. And they go trade for Matthew Stafford because chaboy, Jared Goff was never going to be good enough. He was never going to be good enough. We all knew he wasn't good enough. You go get Matt Stafford, you win a Super Bowl.
Stay hard.
Now, you paid a price for it. You paid a big price for it. But you won a Super Bowl. And then you have this situation in Buffalo.
Mm-hmm.
Is Josh Allen that dude? Apparently not. Apparently not. Had every reason to win it. They didn't win it.
Joseph Lee Burrow.
Here's a question for you. Is Patrick Mahomes that dude? Absolutely.
Stay hard.
Multiple Super Bowls, multiple MVPs, multiple rings.
Mm-hmm.
You know who's next on that list? The Sex Machine. Is Justin Herbert that guy?
Joseph Lee Burrow.
No, he's not. Screw him. Is the Sex Machine that guy? We're going to find out. We're going to find out because I'm telling you, and the Chargers and their terrible, soulless, deadbeat jerk-off owners who didn't have the courage to do what had to be done in Whale's vagina. They still should be the San Diego Chargers. Show me your lightning bolt.
Stay hard.
But they did. They didn't. And now you didn't fire Brandon Staley after you collapsed against Pervin Meyer's old club.
We really did.
And you didn't fire him. And now you're on the clock because Justin Herbert had surgery and is going to come back a hundo P.
I think that's HIPAA.
And I don't think anybody watching this show right now, all 13 of us, I don't think anybody questions whether or not Justin Herbert is a good quarterback. The question is, are the former San Diego Chargers good enough? And you know what? I really don't think they are.
Obviously not.
Hell no.
But why do so many teams get the quarterback wrong?
Man, what a conversation. That was beautiful.
You're welcome.
That was truly beautiful.
Sam Lott, what's up, my guy? Says, are you guys 100% afternoons going forward? We are. We absolutely are.
Are you 100% buckets on Sunday mornings?
Yeah.
Duh.
Yeah, we played basketball for the first time in like 6 months today.
Yeah, I was better than LeBron. Obviously not.
Sorry, Sam. Next time you show up there, the rim's going to be bent.
I didn't know anything about it.
What do you mean?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Cinder blocks, not
Final.
not bricks, cinder blocks.
Back is broken.
Austin Napierski says, loving the afternoons. Appreciate you. Gabriel says, Tanner Plummer preach, because Tanner says, the beautiful thing about the NFL, Gabriel, there's so much parity that anybody could become a contender. That's why the NFL is my favorite league.
Yeah.
Maybe. Mark Hales. I missed the morning talk while I made breakfast. Aw, love you.
Yeah, I guess I'll have to figure something out.
Listen, I know a lot of people miss us in the morning, and I really appreciate that.
Yeah.
But the numbers don't lie, man. Like the listenership in the afternoon is far more significant, and our quality of life is far better.
Yeah.
Far more enhanced.
We're getting in the gym. We're getting cut. We're bending rims. You know what I mean?
You know what I'm saying? Throwing down reverse windmill tomahawks on a Nerf hoop in the house. Because we ain't doing that on a regular hoop. If you're here right now, all 140 of you, please hit the like button. That would help a lot. Let's see. Tanner says, LOL, my bad. Crypto Dolphin Super Bowl. Right. Is Tua the guy in your opinion, Monty?
Who the fuck is that guy?
Yeah, the guy to retire early because his brain got melted on the field after the Dolphins had bad health people? Yeah, is he that guy? Yeah, he is.
Yeah, pricks. Crypto, you know what my point is? If you're asking, you know he's not.
I think that's HIPAA.
You know he's not. And I still maintain you should have Deshaun Watson as your starting quarterback right now.
His standards don't matter.
But you don't. And he has a small washcloth.
Yeah, nice washcloth routine.
You know. Tanner says, is there only 13 people watching the show now? No, I was being bitter. Brock Purdy, Super Bowl MVP. Not. Gabriel, I feel bad for Pat, my homeboy, having to deal with his brother and his wife. My God. The Care Bear is the second coming of Dan Fouts. Remember Dan Fouts? God, I love Dan Fouts. Greg Hawkins, I'm so stoked for baseball conversation.
Dude,
Me too.
Yeah.
Eric in Raleigh. Can you add an alternate audio-only stream for those of us who can't be on YouTube for the whole show?
Yeah, it's called Spotify after the show.
Yeah, that's best we can do.
Sorry, brother.
You know. Appreciate you, Eric and Raleigh. Tanner?
Hey, by the way, real quick. Sorry, not to cut you off. You know YouTube can play in the background, right? On your phone if you have the YouTube app?
But you have to be premium?
I don't think so, no.
I think you got to be premium. You
no,
lock your phone.
No, for real. I do it all the time now.
You lock your phone. If you lock your phone, it turns off the audio. Casual. Tanner
sorry,
T.
buddy, you can't do that.
Is the reigning NBA MVP saying that he's not good for the All-Star game as bad as I feel like it is for the NBA? What do you mean?
Next comment.
You know. Gabriel says, I feel bad for Tua, man. He was legit starting something special in Miami, and then the staff effed him over big time.
Yeah,
seriously.
I mean, in the real shame of it is I don't think there was major progress made in the Tua situation as far as the league's concerned. What?
Jeremy McCluskey. I'm so excited to watch the Cubs this year. Can't wait for them to win 17 games, and all of them will be in spring training.
Dude, I swear to God, Jeremy, if you're a White Sox fan,
Catch me outside. How about that?
No, he knows I'm a Cub fan. You know. Tanner says, I'm a casual Rockies fan. However, I'm actually kind of excited for baseball season until the Rockies start to stink up the joint. Well, they're no Arizona Diamondbacks, but they'll do.
Chris Bryant's no Nolan Arenado, but he'll do.
Sadie Blacker.
Suh, dude.
Suh, bro. Sorry I'm new here. Are you guys actually into baseball, or was that sarcasm? No, I ain't. Fuck. God. Can you hear me?
On? Hello.
Can you hear me, sir?
Hello.
Please let Jake take a testosterone supplement so that women like him.
Stay hard.
And then God, can you let everybody know that my soul has died many times being a Cubs fan? And that I was a emotionless piece of amoeba poop when they won the World Series. There's no happiness. There's no happiness at the bottom of the toilet bowl as a Cubs fan, sir. Or ma'am, whatever you are, God. And my point... Sadie, I am a diehard baseball fan. Shut up. You're a Giants fan, which means you don't win anything.
Well,
the point is, I'm a diehard Chicago Cubs fan.
We're going to spring training next month, just saying.
By the way, so you guys know the Stanley Cup is coming. Our Big 5-0 birthday bash is March 10th.
Yeah.
And that the Stanley Cup is coming here to the Maverick Center on March 11th.
Yeah.
And we're giving you a chance to win it, to see it, and there's a big hookup. And March 11th is the first day we're supposed to be in Arizona.
Oh, and to answer Sadie directly, yes, we will be talking baseball on this program.
Yeah, I'm a huge baseball fan, Sadie.
And we will be live from spring training.
Yeah. I'm a huge baseball fan. Stop, Devin. Nobody likes the Dodgers.
Dude, come on, bro.
Dodgers. Nobody likes the Dodgers. No, Boyd Lake. No, nobody here.
Stay hard.
Let me hit the garbage can for you.
Bro, what are you doing?
Wow.
Bro.
What just happened? Did I knock that off? You guys, I just hit the counter and unplugged the camera system. That just happened. That's a first on this show. Jake is under the cabinet. He is under the table fixing this, right?
Turn the camera on.
Oh
Turn
my
the
God.
camera on, bro.
That just happened.
Hello.
That just happened.
Hello from the depths of hell.
Hello,
Under the desk.
hello under the desk. While you're down there.
Don't make sexual references. This is a
What?
family program.
I was not making a sexual reference. Anyways, I was hitting the garbage can.
Stay hard.
That's the first time that has ever happened on this show.
Woo! Wow, man.
You look so natural under the table, by the way.
Okay, don't start with me.
C. Kaufman
There's some
says,
wild shit going on right
was that you or the ghost from yesterday? Exactly.
Woo, man, wow.
Exactly. Tanner says, the camera is broken. That's what happens when you mention the Stros on this program. See?
Yeah, seriously.
See? You mentioned the Astros and stupid...
Do you want me to go get a garbage can from out in the concourse here, bro?
Look outside.
Yeah, dude, it's dumping.
Oh, my God.
Did you think I was playing,
pouring
bro?
snow outside.
Did you think they were playing? You think this is a game in these streets?
Dude, it is pouring snow.
Yeah, bro, I told you the commute home's going to be rough.
Okay, spring training. Johnny Rock says, we sent you Bellinger to make sure the Cubs can't win. Thank you.
Yeah.
Strikeout, strike three.
Nice
Swing
average,
and a miss.
bro. Oh, he went deep. Not to go deep again for another month. Thanks.
Mr. Preston.
Play intramurals, brother.
Mr. Preston says, Mets. Yes.
Speaking of the Mets, can we discuss how much of a crying shame it is that DeGrom is a Ranger? Can I just say how disappointing that is?
Did they have nudes, the Rangers?
Bro.
How did they get, that is such an, dude, it is really snowing out. Anyway, did they have nudes on him? Because it's so awkward to me that he signed with the Rangers. Am I the only one who doesn't understand that? I don't get it. You know. Eric and Raleigh says, living at the Maverick Center tonight? Probably. Good Lord. Dude, it looks like it's raining snow. Can you see that?
Yeah, dude.
Oh, man. Jeremy McCluskey, who changed his name to Jeremy McCluskey, the mayor of Montytown. Let's go. He says, F the Stros and the White Sox. I've been a Cubs fan since Shawan Dunston. True story, all you Shawan Dunston fans. So when I covered the Giants in Sam Frog's Disco in Frisco, which you should never say, in San Francisco, at the great KMBR 680, the sports leader, me and Sean Dunston talked all the time because he knew I was a Cubs fan. And we talked about how I remember him making a great over-the-head catch to end a game against the Reds for a double play.
Yeah.
And I just remember the greatest Sean Dunston day of my life was when he had his wisdom teeth removed in 2012, I think it was. And he was a coach for the Giants. That dude was high as a kite. It was amazing. And the stuff we talked about will forever remain private. You know. Yeah. Can't wait for more snow in the Jeezy, Devin Pohl says.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Hey, hold on. And also, is this Sadie person in Utah, or where is this?
Yeah,
like,
Sadie,
we're
where are
getting a lot
you?
of new folks. Where are you guys at, man?
Yeah, Robert says it's Fat Tuesday. Why are you calling me fat, bro?
Bro.
Man.
Is that a real question?
God. Are you serious? Dude, it is snowing more now.
I'm telling you, this is 2 feet of snow we're getting in the valley.
Arlington Bears takes me back to Northbrook in 1987, the Sean-O-meter.
Let's consult the douche meter.
Yes. Devin Pohl says, got to take a test. Thanks for having me on, y'all.
Devin, where are you at? Where are you in?
He's in the Jeezy.
Oh, he's in the Jeezy.
Yeah,
Okay,
make sure
sick.
you get to Bucked Up Energy in the Jeezy, folks. Bucked Up Energy is the official energy provider of the Monty program. Bucked Up Energy right here on the Monty Show. You go to buckedup.com, use the promo code Monty to get 20% off your purchase. Or really, it's much easier than that. If you want, just go into the description right here on YouTube. Click the link to get a free sample and shaker. They'll give you 3 samples free of any of their stuff you want. They come in these little packets. You pour it into the shaker. They also send you, shake it up, knock it down. And it is, I'm telling you, I haven't found one of their supplements I don't like. I love their BCAAs. Their BCAAs and the flavor peach ring.
Yeah. Bomb.
So good.
Bomb.
So good. And all you have to do is click the link below. They'll give you 3 free samples and a shaker cup because you listen to the Monty Show. Click that link. Hook it up at buckedup.com, the official energy drink of the Monty program. The other one I'm telling you about right now, let me get the dent out of the can, is Mango Tango is fantastic. I am telling you, Mango Tango, excellent.
I want it.
It's Mango Tango or Miami flavor. Those are my 2.
Yeah.
Those are my 2.
Yeah.
Mango Tango or Miami. As I watch it just pour snow outside.
Let's go.
Good Lord. Hook it up. Bucked Up Energy. Go into any of their Utah stores, whether it is St. George, American Fork, South Jordan, Murray, wherever you find an American Fork store, in Orem, by the way. Stop by, say, hey, I heard about you guys on the Monty Show. Monty said you'll give me a free can of Zero Energy right now. Boom, done. Hook it up, man. Walk in, tell me you heard about it on the Monty Show. Buckedup.com, use the promo code Monty, or get a free sampler set in the link below right here on our YouTube description. Let's see. Capazzo says their protein powder is great. Get you some. Love it. Have you been? No, you haven't been yet. You told me that. Lewis says also the Braves. Really?
Yeah, the Braves have been fun the last couple of years, dude.
Nice. Boyd Lake says, got to get enough snow to fill the lake this year. Yeah, that's probably not going to happen. Probably not going to happen, although we're way ahead. Sadie Blacker says, yes, Utah, I'm a huge Braves fan because of my dad.
Yeah, I mean, the Braves, dude, the anyone seen what your boy was, Acuna, has been doing in the Dominican, I believe it was. Might have been the Venezuelan League. Can't remember. Dude.
Stay healthy.
Yeah, well, yeah, but he had a major injury, dude. I mean, that's kind of not, that's pretty rare in baseball to have that injury.
It feels like to me that Acuna is always hurt.
I don't know about always hurt, bro.
I'm telling you. It feels like he's always hurt. It feels like he's always missing games. It feels like it's always a challenge to keep Acuna in the lineup.
Yeah, I mean, he's, and obviously he's new to the league, right? I mean, he's only played 2 seasons. In that time, he's played, 514 games.
Yeah.
Total, it looks like it says.
The guy's hurt a lot.
Yeah.
Man, I don't mean to keep saying this. Maybe we need to get a concourse cam again. Because, dudes, I'm telling you, it is pouring snow outside.
Yeah, turn your camera. Turn 3.
Let's see.
Yeah, see if you can turn 3.
Let's see if we can turn camera 3.
Yeah, while we're talking baseball, we're going to turn 3.
Let's see if we can get camera 3 onto the concourse.
Yellow.
Look at that. Dudes,
Dude,
look at that.
Bro.
That is live at the Maverick Center in West Valley, Utah.
Bro.
And it has gotten progressively heavier.
Yeah,
now.
Bro. This storm ain't playing around, bro.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That is absolutely crazy.
Yeah.
That's a lot of snow. Dude.
Ain't playing.
It's going to be a long drive home.
Yeah.
It is going to be a long drive home. Is all I'm saying. I'll be interested to see exactly what the roads are like tonight. Yeah. All right, couple more, then we got to get rolling here into some football. Gabriel says, "Oh my gosh, oh my God, that looks beautiful." It is. Dang, that's awesome. I love snow.
Yeah.
Tanner says, "Damn it, I wish I was there."
Yeah.
Where are you, man? Pudge NYC, what's up with you? Sadie says, Acuna going to have a comeback season this year.
Well, he better, dude.
They really need him. Especially now with Dansby gone, and Dansby went to Meyer and we to Chicago Cubs. Dansby is a guy that, I don't know, I think this is make or break for Dansby Swanson. I think this is, because I think he was really well protected in Atlanta. I'm curious, because he's going to be asked to be the face of that team.
Yeah.
I'm really curious what that looks like. How important is Dansby Swanson to the success or failure of this next iteration of the Chicago Cubs?
Mm-hmm.
I'm very curious. Very, very curious of what that's going to be.
Acuna's best year was probably 2019, 156 games. But
look at his numbers in 150. What did he hit?
280 average, 41 bombs,
Dog.
101 RBIs, 175 hits, 127 runs.
That's what I'm saying,
626 plate appearances, which is huge. But since then, that next year, 46 games, so 2020, 46 games, 21 was 82, 2022 was 119. So he was on the right track in 2022. He just got sniped. That's just what it is.
But it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. And they still tied for the division lead. Right? And you look at, and again, not to belabor the point, but wasn't Dansby Swanson the most important guy on that team during the regular season? 286 total bases for Dansby.
It's a lot, bro.
How do you replicate that?
That's a lot.
How do you replace that? Austin Riley, Matt Olson, okay, great. But how do you replicate his 286? Because there wasn't somebody else close to that. And you look at Acuna Jr. only playing 116 games. Now, granted, 24 doubles, 15 bombs, 50 RBIs, 190. Is he a 300 total base guy?
Acuna?
Yeah, he could be.
Yeah.
He absolutely could be.
Yeah.
I don't know. It'll be I think are the Phillies better? That's something else I think. I love talking baseball.
Yeah, the NL East is bomb, dude. There's just no...
Oh, it's bomb.com, bro.
Yeah, there's just no way around that, dude. I'm here for it. And yes, I do subscribe to MLB Extra Innings. Yes,
how do you not? The Phillies are Nola, Wheeler, Taijuan Walker, and then a bunch of other dudes. Although Bailey Falter could be interesting.
The thing is, the problem is that, you've got Ozzie Albies, Matt Olson, Acuna, assuming he has a get back year, Austin Riley, but they've also got, guys who fly under the radar, Vaughn Grisham, you've got Eddie Rosario, who's defender but can hit a little, you've got these guys that are contributors. And
yeah, but what do you say to Bowman? Don't forget Trey Turner is now the starting shortstop in Philly.
Yeah.
Let's not
Philly's
forget
stacked, dude.
Kyle Schwarber, Brandon Marsh, some guy, that tends to roam right field. Bryce Harper, maybe you've heard of him. If his elbow's better. If not, he'll be the DH.
He was still hitting yaks.
And also, by the way, I'd remind you that Kyle Schwarber, and I know my jerk-off brother continues to tell me I don't know what I'm talking about. But I'm telling you, Schwarbs is a guy that is somebody that can hit you 35, 40 bombs. And what else can he do? He can play left field. Legit, dude.
Yeah.
It is coming
Okay,
down.
we need another update. Yeah.
It is coming down in West Valley. Look at that. Like, that is getting heavier than last time.
Yeah. They're saying it's 10 to 20 inches in the valley. And they're saying that it's probably like 15, 16 in South Jordan.
Dude.
Yeah.
That's going to be
It's going to be a
crazy.
fun-ass morning.
Crazy. Greg Hawkins says, raining in Orem. It's raining in Orem. God, dog. Josh the Baller says, afternoon casual. What's
up, my guy?
Tanner says, I'll be upset if we don't get any snow here in Orem.
Bro, what is...
Apparently we're big in Orem. Arlington Bear says, raining in Utah County. Jeff Johnson says, Acuna and Vladdy Jr. are killer matchups. Yes. Beer sales are going to be real good at Wrigley this year, Brandon Butler says.
Oh, it's rain. Dude, you guys are such mid. You're being mid on this weather thing. Orem hasn't seen the cold front yet. It's moving south. Chill out. You're not going to see it yet. Idiots.
Jake, the meteorologist on the Monty program, says it's moving south.
The cold front hasn't hit yet.
It's moving south in Orem.
Yeah.
You know. Gabriel says, I was ticked off that the Phillies didn't get it done last year. You should have been. CJ Vance says, a few minutes behind on the show, but since you guys are talking suffering baseball fans, I've been an Angels fan. Oh, my God.
Dude, how did he not sell the team? Can I just ask that question? How did Artie not sell the team, bro?
An Angels fan.
How did he not sell the team, bro?
Dude, the Salt Lake Bees are moving to Daybreak. Anyway, Angels fan, so I know how it feels. I have great memories going to Angels Stadium with my dad. Angels games, yeah. I'm looking at the radar, and it's 15 inches per hour. That's what she said. Hey!
And just kind of scruff it and play with it when it's wet.
Wow, that just happened.
Jeff says, CJ, I'm from Anaheim, and I cry every year. Such a cursed franchise. It hurts to be a fan. Mo Vaughn agrees. Arlington Bears says, time to legislate. Have a great night, fellas. Hey, Arlington Bears, be good, my man.
Yeah, have fun. Hey,
Good to
by
see
the
you.
way, can you get the Jack in the Box open?
Yeah, please. Extreme sausage sandwich, thanks.
Thanks.
Sadie says, so sad you guys got Dansby from us. Not really. Not really.
We'll see what he
Sadie.
does as a Cub, dude.
Not really.
Yeah.
Eric and Raleigh says, Jake with the KTMP weather on the 30s.
Yeah.
K the Monty program. Yeah, hey, let's go. K the Monty program, 1320 K the Monty program.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, baby, Monty in the morning. That show used to exist, really. There it is.
Yeah,
Still
it's coming
snowing.
down, dude.
Yeah, look, it's sticking on the grass now.
Yep.
Good luck. And you know what's the worst part? The Utah Grizzlies 24 hours ago were in the great state of Florida. Hey, welcome home, boys.
Hey, I hope you enjoyed the pool deck.
Yeah, who was it? Keaton Jameson.
Yeah, J-Mo.
Keaton Jameson was on the pool deck, which
Yeah.
I think is hysterical. And hey, by the way, make sure you get that suntan. Hey, look at that. There's a little cement right there on the Maverick Center platform.
Hey, you want to take your lawn chair out to the concrete pad in front of the Mav and get a little tanning in?
Yeah, I'd watch that icy melt salt. Real killer on your butthole.
Having fun is the name of the game.
Amber Spencer, what's up, my former friend? I can't believe you said that to me. Like, I cried not at all over that. I want you to know that. She said, baseball, you might lose me for a couple of months. Wow. Wow, Amber.
Bro, that's a mid take.
Like, is it pick on fat ass day with Amber?
Well, she
like,
wouldn't make you a cake.
So she refused to bake my birthday cake.
Fat!
Then she said we weren't friends anymore.
He broke up with you over text message?
And now she's like, oh, I hate baseball. Casuals.
Where are we at in society today?
What are you doing? Brady Cook says, hopefully Boston is better this year. Hopefully not. You forgot not. Hopefully Boston is not better this year.
What did McCluskey say? I need some more McCluskey.
McCluskey said, have a good night. Got to make the voyage to Bountiful from Centerville. I'm expecting it to take 2 hours. McCluskey out.
Hey,
Dude.
McCluskey, if you have any problems, get Bunny on the phone and you'll be okay. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, Bunny. Amber says, you know I was kidding, Monty. Hey, Monty.
Okay, I want to talk about this car thing.
No.
Let's talk about the car thing.
Why?
Come on, please. Can we just have some fun? Please?
Why?
Please.
Why? Amber Spencer says, oof, drive safely, everyone. Seriously.
Yeah.
All right, so here on the Monty program.
Hey, Monty.
By the way, I want to get this news in. Nate McMillan fired by the Atlanta Hawks when the show started today.
Yeah, get the hell out of here, Nate.
Is Trae Young a franchise killer?
Oh, yeah. No doubt about that. Yeah, he is. I think that Trae Young is... He's a secondary player. He is a number 2. He is a wonderful Robin to your Batman, but he's not a championship player on his own, man, and that's okay. Like, it's okay to be in that space.
Yeah.
Not everybody can be Braun, dude. Like, it's fine.
Make sure you guys hit the like button right now. Let's talk about buying a car.
Yeah.
Since you guys are going to go out and probably total your cars, and that means you should go to theadvocates.com. The Monty Show car buying adventures.
Okay, so where are you at right now with the car situation before we get into what happened today?
Okay, so I am trading in my Audi SQ5. I'm at a tipping point on value, depending on who you talk to, as I'm going to explain in a minute. I'm $4,000 to the good. It's worth $4,000 more than I owe. I made a really good deal when I bought it. And Mrs. Monty.
Hey, Monty.
Hey, Mrs. Monty. Mrs. Monty's on board with getting a new car. And I've pretty much settled, I think, on a Jeep Grand Cherokee Limited. And I wanted an 80th anniversary edition.
Why?
Because, it's just beautiful.
Okay.
It's got a bunch of cool little, like, badging on it. The Grand Cherokee's, like, I love it.
Okay,
I love
so you like it.
I
Okay,
miss
cool.
it. I love it. It's a V6. You know, it's a 3-liter V6, which I really like. Like, 4-wheel drive, like the whole nine. It's everything you want. It's got butt pucker heaters and stuff. Like, it's amazing.
Butt pucker heaters.
Yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of butt heaters. My wife loves seat heaters.
I'm a big fan of seat heaters.
My wife loves them.
Big seat heater guy.
But anyway, the point is, that's where I'm at. I don't need to buy a new car. I more want to buy a new car. Are you looking outside?
Yeah.
It's still snowing.
Yeah, dude.
I want to buy a new car. So I'm not going to out the dealership that this happened at today, but I called a dealership today, essentially had a deal done, and then he lowballed me on my trade. And so I started asking him questions, and it turns out they were valuing the wrong kind of car. Even though I sent them my VIN number, and he's like, yeah, this is a number and we're not coming off of it. And so I said, okay, cool. I'll move on to somebody else. And he came back and he's like, hey, is your car a sport? And I was like, dude, I have an Audi SQ5 Prestige. It is the nicest level of SQ5 you can get.
Yeah.
It's got red leather quilted stitch seats, like the whole flippin' nine.
Yeah. Really
nice ride. And the guy, frankly, doesn't know about it. He's a Jeep store. He's not an Audi store. It's like, well, I called my Audi buyer and he says that it's only worth X amount. I'm like, all right, dude, I'm going to move on. I had another dealership tell me it was worth a certain amount. And he's like, well, we can make a deal. I'm like, no, man. No, dude. And he has the exact Jeep that I want. And I'm just not that guy, pal. Like, you're going to get one shot at me. When you play car salesman, I'm out. Because the car I'm looking for is not rare.
I don't give a baker's fuck.
I'm looking for a Grand Cherokee Limited, man. 2022, under 30,000 miles, certified pre-owned.
You're welcome.
Certified pre-owned.
Get it done.
I would love it at 25, 26,000. I'm good to go. I've got great credit. I'm an 800 credit score. I don't have to put any money down. My car's worth more than I owe on it. I'm a slam dunk deal. So when you start jerking me around on my trade-in, we're not going to do business. And I know I said this last time when we bought the Wrangler, because we had a terrible experience when we bought the Rubicon.
Which has been awesome, by the way.
That hasn't even been a year yet.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. Perception of time is strange.
Yeah. But anyway, it hadn't even been a year yet.
Yeah.
But I want a Grand Cherokee. I will get a Grand Cherokee. I'm probably going to buy it in Arizona if I can't find one here. The problem is I don't want to put the miles on my car driving to Arizona, and I need this deal done by March 15th.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to do it here. And I really wanted to do it this weekend. The wife's on board. Hey, when the wife's on board, let's go.
Green light. Let's go.
Let's not even talk about it.
Yeah, green light.
Deal should have been done. And then the guy tried to jerk me around on my flip and trade in.
Mm-hmm.
And I just I'm not here for it. And I'm tired of the game. You're having trouble doing two things in the car industry: selling cars and finding cars to buy. And I take really good care of Klaus. My Audi SQ5 has never missed a service.
Mm-hmm.
It is got new tires, upgraded brakes, the freaking 9. I even have, like, Quick Quack. I have a wash pass. It never sits dirty. Like, the paint is pristine. The windows are pristine. The leather is pristine. I've got, like, the Harman and Kardon stereos, like, you name it.
Bang Olufsen.
Bang Olufsen, thank you. And this guy's trying to jerk me around for $2,000. You lost a sale on a $37,000 Jeep for $2,000.
Yeah.
Congratulations. Because the car I'm after is not rare.
Yeah.
I don't want to do business with a certain dealership group in town. You know who it is. But I'm going to wind up doing business with them. And I'm going to have to ball break over it. But I'm willing to do it because this guy who's got the exact car I want is trying to get me down $2,000 on the trade-in. And I'm not here for it.
Yeah.
It's so frustrating to me. Yes, Greg Hawkins. It sounds like we need a car sponsorship.
Hey,
yeah, we do.
Anybody? We've been trying to get one. The car industry is struggling, which is why it's so surprising they're haggling. Literally, we've talked to a lot. We've been hunting a car sponsorship for the show, and it's difficult right now.
Capazzo says Jeep equals just empty every pocket. Sounds like a Stephen Wade deal. I loved my Jeep. Probably shouldn't say this out loud, I wish I had kept the Jeep Grand Cherokee because I miss it. I love my Audi. I didn't trade in the Grand Cherokee on the Audi. I traded it on the Rubicon.
Mm-hmm.
But I made $5,000 on my Tacoma. I never leave my car stock. When I buy a car, like the Tacoma, my wife got me a 3-inch lift in Phoenix with Napa Mike, on my birthday one year. We had awesome tires and wheels on it. We had the whole flipping 9.
Toyota is just as...
I'll never buy another Toyota.
Yeah, I'm not a Toyota guy.
And I really want to buy American. I'm a believer in Chevy, Ford, and Chrysler. I want a Jeep Grand Cherokee. They're phenomenal. And this guy's yanking my chain over freaking $2,000.
Yeah, I mean, it was really surprising. I have to say, it's not your car is really nice, and it surprises me that, an industry that's struggling would haggle. I don't know, man.
I love the car buying experience. Sadie, you're exactly right. Car buying is the best and worst experience. I love it. You are not going to get me to pay a penny more or take a penny less. I'm just that dude. I know what it's worth. I know what my car's worth. I know what your car's worth. And I don't care how much you got into it. Do you want to sell a car today? Oh, you don't? Okay. When we bought the Rubicon, I was ready to walk out the door because the guy wouldn't provide me a second key. We're sitting here on a $50,000 Jeep. Right? And we're really good on the trade-in. We traded in our Grand Cherokee. We got a ton of money for it. And this dude is haggling me over the second key for the Rubicon.
Mm-hmm.
No, not going to do it. You guys are going to have to take care of that on your own. All right, dude. I'm out. Tim Dolly Nissan right down the street has the exact same unit. Do you want to give me that key? Nah, bro. I'm good. Thanks. Okay. And then the salesman came out and said, hey, man, I'm going to get the key for you. And I said to the kid, what do you mean? Because he did a really good job for me. And he said, I'm going to buy it for you. I said, no, I'm not. We're not doing it. And so we're talking to the sales manager, and I straight up said to the sales manager, dude, you're going to lose a big sale with a really nice trade-in because you don't want to pay for a $150 key. Because you never buy a car without 2 keys. Take my advice. You never buy a car, especially from a dealership, without two key fobs. Don't do it. Trust me, it devalues the car. Don't do it. And finally, he came up and gave us a second key. And you know why he didn't have it? Because it turns out the Jeep that I bought was owned by an employee who left it at home when he traded it in. And so the kid went home and found the key, brought it back, and gave it to us. You almost lost a huge sale because your kid's a douche. Anyway, Brady Cook says, I had a bad experience buying my last car. Tanner says, I hate car shopping. It's such a pain in the neck. I actually really enjoy it.
Yeah, I think that you have to embrace it. But I'm a car guy, too. Like, I like a nice car.
I'm pretty sure it's a requirement for the salesperson to make the car buying experience as infuriating as possible. But you know what I've learned? It's not up to them. Again, and not because I'm bragging, I am the dream customer on a certain level on paper. You don't want to sell me a car. You don't. I'm being honest with you. You don't. On paper, I'm a dream customer. 800 credit, right side up on my car. Like I can walk in and buy to any car dealership and buy any car I want. Literally any car I want right now today, I can go buy it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm the guy you want to come buy a car. And then we got to sit down and negotiate a deal, and I'm just not going to move. In my opinion, $5,000 more than I owe on it. You want to offer me $4,000? Okay, cool, man. I'm going to go somewhere else. Because somebody's going to do it. Because there are dealerships that want to sell you a car today.
Yeah.
Oh, you want to sell me a car? Great, let's rock and roll, dude. Write me a deal sheet that says my car's worth this. You're going to sell me your car for this. And we're done. Done.
Pretty straightforward, bro.
Done. That's it. And usually that's how it works out. And I guarantee you, and probably this weekend, that's how this is going to work out for me. That's how it's going to work out.
Yeah, someone's going to lose the deal and someone's going to gain the deal.
Capazzo says, I was pre-approved and the dealership still made it 5 hours of misery. No, dude. Because I told the guy today when he was talking right, I said, I'm going to come in there. I'll give you 1 hour. And then I'm leaving with your car or with my car. And what they try to do, and this is what you can't let them do, they try to walk away with your keys so that you cannot leave. And what you have to do is you have to tell them, hey, you have my keys and I want them back. Well, they're looking, okay, cool. I want my keys back or we're not going to do this deal.
Yeah.
Well, won't talk until I get my keys back. Because that's what they do. They hold on to your key. Oh, we're valuing your trade. Hey, that's cool. It doesn't take this long to value my trade. Give me my key back. And then we could talk numbers.
Yep.
But until you give me my key back, I'm not talking numbers with you. Because I see my car sitting right there and nobody's walking around it. So you're done valuing it. Give me my key back. And then we can talk. Because as soon as you jerk me around on my trade-in, I'm going to get up and I'm going to say, hey, thanks, man. My car's worth more than that. Have a good day, okay? I'm going to get up and I'm going to walk out.
And then you're going to call me a week later and I'm going to tell you I bought a car somewhere else.
That's it. Robert says, never go by yourself to a dealership. They will own you. No. I don't go by myself, but nobody... You have to be an educated consumer.
Yeah.
You have to. The problem is so many people go into a car dealership and they're emotional about it. You have to be unemotional. You have to understand that the problem is you're willing to pay more than you have to pay. And I understand it's a business and they got to make money. Let them make money on somebody else because you're not making money on me. I'm going to pay what I think it's worth or I'm not going to buy it.
Mm-hmm.
That's how you have to be. And that's how I am. And I'm not trying to be a jerk about it, but
No,
that's
it's business. It's business.
Business is business.
Yeah. Yeah. 100%. I think that,
it's
the car industry is, they're in the business of making deals that benefit them. You know what I mean? Like
still snowing, by the way.
Yeah. It's going to dump all night, dude. Yeah.
Jeff says, I only buy my cars, trucks from the original owner for a good deal. Always worked great. You should. That's great. McKinley Cutler says, for anyone driving tonight, stay safe. Amen to that. Brady Cook says, I made the mistake of buying a car without a second key and bought a warranty from them, which covers nothing and won't make that mistake again. See, the problem now is the warranty game has changed. Now there's deductibles and there's, it's like third-party warranties. And like when you buy a Jeep, you can't get a warranty from Jeep. They use a third-party system, so it's a $100 deductible. You got to get, but the two things you got to have, especially when you buy new, you got to have gap insurance, which covers Because if you buy a new car, 9 times out of 10, you're paying way more than it's worth. So you're going to overpay. It's going to be worth 30. You're going to owe 40. You're going to get in an accident, and they're going to send you a bill for $10,000. When you have gap insurance, that gap insurance covers that $10,000.
Yeah.
So you don't have to pay it.
Mm-hmm.
Get warranty and get gap. And nowadays, make sure you get all of your maintenance covered because that matters. Gabriel says you should teach a course on how to not get conned for a quick buck.
Well,
because I've been conned for a quick buck in my life. Trust me on that. Greg says, I'm a Ram guy myself.
Yeah, they're not bad trucks, man.
Ram's a good truck.
Yeah.
I don't mind Ram.
Yeah. I'm not a truck guy, though.
Yeah, I think I'm probably through my truck phase.
Yeah.
You know. McKinley says, my transmission broke 2 weeks after the warranty expired, $6,000 repair. Oh, my God.
Mm-hmm.
See, the other thing is, here's a question, though. Were there no signs that your transmission was going out? And the other question is, did you know your warranty was running out? Those are two things I always wonder about. Capazzo says, got to go, fellas. See you tomorrow. See you tomorrow, Capazzo.
Buddy.
Appreciate you.
Yeah, see you tomorrow.
One thing I appreciate about social media is learning the stuff that will make me have less mistakes. Rather, if it's dating stuff or overpaying on cars. YouTube is a great learning tool.
YouTube is an infinite resource of education, and I feel like nobody takes advantage of it.
I would agree with that.
Like, there's so much out there.
The one thing that you would tell people on how to buy a car, what would you say is the number one most important thing?
Yeah, I think the number one most important thing is first of all, you got to know what your car is worth. You got to understand, like my car is an example. Perfect example. The STI market the Subaru STI market is very it fluctuates heavily based on the car, and what's done to it and the condition of the car. Like, as an example, a Chrysler minivan probably isn't going to be modified too much. STIs and like that sect of car is modified a lot. So you understand that going in. And so you have a choice to make when you trade in an STI. You have to bring it all the way back to stock, as they say, OEM, how the car came from the factory, or you can trade it in with some aftermarket parts and see what they'll give you. You know what I mean? And see if they'll value that. And that's kind of the game that you play. And so for me, my number one piece of advice is you got to know what your car's worth, man. You can't just walk into a dealership and be like, yeah, I want to trade my car in a day. And they're going to be like, all right, this is the price. Well, if they're underselling you $5,000, you'd never know. So, yeah, I agree. Education is the biggest thing. But I also think this piece about, keeping your emotions out of it. Yeah, if you're emotional about the car, that's a problem. Like if you're emotional about, what you think it's worth or what it's not worth or whatever, and you're letting that, misguide you through the process, you're going to get a bad deal and you're going to wind up frustrated. The thing that you have to do, it's just like he said, it's exactly the correct advice. You have to be educated and you have to be willing to walk away. That I think is probably the number one thing. You have to be willing to walk away because that's the ultimate hammer. That is the ultimate, because those guys and they'll always say, oh, well, we're not commission based, but what are you? You are ranked based on how many deals you make. I can tell you that. I know that's a fact. Even though you're not commission based, top sales producers are going to get more leads when they close more deals. That's just the reality of the situation. So this nonsense from sales guys about how they're not commission based. Yeah, you may not be commission based, but you're still getting fed more opportunity if you've proven to be a better closer. So the point is, if you're willing to walk away, it's funny how Buddy's willing to acquiesce when you say you're going to leave. That's
all of a sudden your car comes up. And if it doesn't, you're going somewhere else.
Yeah.
801 West Valley says, I'm a YouTube certified mechanic myself. Exactly.
There you go, dude.
Exactly. McKinley Cutler says, nope, broke 1 month after I had the car inspected by a mechanic I trust because I knew the warranty was expiring. Thing broke in half suddenly one day. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, dude. Got to have a truck so you can do manly stuff and not rely on other people all the time. Well, my Jeep kind of covers that. I do like running stuff over in the Jeep. Admittedly, it's fun.
Yeah.
All right. Last but not least, are you going to get cremated or buried? Go.
Cremated, bro. I'm not. I don't need to be in the ground, bro.
So this weirds me out a little bit. And based on your religious beliefs, you probably know the answer to this question.
Mm-hmm.
I can't imagine people coming to visit my bones. That's what I feel weird about.
Uh-huh.
I feel like it's pretentious to believe that people will actually come and visit my grave. B, I don't want people coming to visit my grave. Save the money on flowers, dude. Just think about me. You know, like it's odd to me. Like I was reading an article today about how they will embalm you. You can pay services to embalm you into positions. So
It's internal.
they'll make a statue out that ass. And I'm just asking, do you really want somebody to make a statue out of you sitting on your favorite recliner?
You're not that guy, pal. Trust me. You're not that guy.
And then do you really want people to like carry your body around when they move? Like, what?
Gnarly, bro. Yeah, I think this.
Why?
You know, and it's like you said, like everyone has their beliefs, and you
Yes.
know, whether you want to be cremated or buried, or if you think you're going to be a tree in the afterlife, or whatever your belief is. You know, if you want to be a white salamander in the afterlife or whatever, I don't know, bro. Everyone's got a different opinion, but you know, I'm just not really here for the whole process of, hey, I died and someone else has to pay the 20 racks to get me buried and have a casket and like put me in the backyard and let's move on with our life.
But there's some other things though. Like they now have a service that will put you into an environmentally friendly egg and you can bury yourself anywhere you want. And then you will just like melt into the earth organically.
I'm a man.
So you got recycled.
And it's like, dude, like are you really, I can't think of what that's called. Oh my God. Where you biodegrade yourself into the earth?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Really? Like, I don't know. That's all weird to me. Just burn my body up, put my ashes, and then go spread me somewhere.
Are you a donate your organs guy?
Yes.
Yeah.
I am a donor.
Yeah.
So take all my
100%.
organs and then
yeah,
go cremate me and spread me around like an island or the ocean. I don't. Where would you want to be spread? I don't know. Not in my backyard.
No, I don't know.
My dog
like,
to piss on me. Are you kidding me?
Where I made the biggest impact. I mean, you know,
at the Maverick Center.
Well,
I don't know. I don't know where I would want to be spread, but it's
Hawaii just seems so cheesy. Like,
here's the problem though. This all goes back to what you believe. Okay, so if I'm cremated, does my soul rest easier in the ocean if somebody spreads me? Probably not.
In God's name, image, and likeness.
I don't know. Like I took part in my father-in-law's the spreading of his ashes in Hawaii. Does he know where his ashes are?
I don't know.
You know, Eric and Raleigh has a good point, Jake. You should be spread just outside of Zion National Park.
Well, you know, I mean, that's what it is.
Oh, see,
There's a fair
compost. You want to compost my ashes? Come on. Jeff says, can someone just make me into fertilizer? I can grow some cool shiz, bro. Yeah, I don't know. I have no grasp on what happens when you die.
Well, nobody does. That's the reality of the situation. Nobody does. But, you know, okay, what do we think happens? I'll open up the can of worms. What do we think happens? Do we think that we're reincarnated? Do we think that we go to another realm? Do we think that we live in a different mind space? Do we think that nothing happens? Do we think that it's like, you know, unplugging the light. Once you're dead, it's over. You're done. That's it. I have trouble with that.
What do you think happens?
I don't know what happens, but I think I don't know. For some reason, I have nothing to go on, no proof, no evidence, you know, not here for, you know, hey, science doesn't say that. You know, science says there's nothing there.
Well, we're not really having a debate about science.
Yeah, I'm just telling you my gut instinct, what I've always naturally kind of felt was, hey, there's something, you know, something else happens. I just can't sit here and be like, yeah, nothing happens. It's just darkness. I don't know. That just seems, I mean, if we're going to sit here and believe something, why would we believe something negative as hell? Like, I mean, there's got to be something.
I don't believe that you go to hell. I don't know that you consciously go anywhere.
When I die, I'm going to paradise.
Right? Like, and I know that all kinds of, I grew up Catholic, dude. I get it. Like, you meet the guy at the gate and he tells you what a shitbag you've been your whole life. I get it. Right? Like, I understand it.
Hey, guys.
But I think I look at it differently. I don't know
what
happens. Reincarnation, do you come back as a cricket? I don't know.
You're out of your element.
You come back as a cricket.
I don't know. I hope not, because I don't want to get eaten by a frog or something. That'd be my luck.
That's fucking interesting, man.
You know, like my wife is texting me.
No, you knew it was going to happen. You knew that.
She says, damn, you have this topic when I'm not on. Lights out. You don't know and don't care.
Damn.
Wow.
You see what I mean? I'm not.
Do I send her a link?
Bro.
This is her wheelhouse, though. Like, yeah, I'm seriously. This is one of those discussions that
you are about to set her loose on this topic. Do you understand what you're about to do?
Well, she did buy me this pat my crotch. This pat my crotch t-shirt. She did buy that for me today. So I mean, I probably should, but I don't know. I don't think anything happens to you.
Get out of here, dude.
And she says, no, I can't get on the show.
No. Man.
Okay, fine.
I'm not afraid to die.
Fine. Greg Hawkins says, I'm with Mrs. Monty. Lights out.
Dude, come on.
Nancy Rasmussen. My son was terminal cancer, is only 29 and watching right now. I had him change to something else because this conversation is sensitive for a young person facing death. I'm sorry to hear that.
Sorry about that, Nancy.
I don't know. I don't know the answer, man. Like, I think, you know what? I think we're all looking for something.
Yeah.
And I hope that when I get to the day that I die, which I hope is 50, 70, 80 years from now, I think I will be fine with it. Because if I die today, heavens forbid, if I die today, I don't have a regret. Are there things I want to do? Yes. But will I be sad? Probably not.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I have lived a really full life. I have good relationships with the people that matter to me. Do I want there to be something? Would it be cool to come back as Scarlett Johansson's lover? Yes. But let's be honest. The percentages don't generally land. I will come back a flipping light pole. You and I both know.
You're out there while it's snowing.
You're like, oh yeah. Hey,
dude, it's getting heavier.
Yeah, it's like, hey, Monty, it's God. Joke's on you, fat ass. Reincarnation's real. Remember that you urinated on that phone pole back in third grade, and you never made right in heaven. So now you're the phone pole, and I'm the pisser.
What you want me to say to them?
That'd be my life. Like, God would be so pissed. He'd be like, hey, I remember when you were 20 and you were flowering other women's gardens.
Good luck.
Time to pay the piper. I'm making you a fire hydrant at the dog pound.
No.
Right? Like, that would be my life. That'd be how lucky I would be.
Uh-huh.
But I don't know what happens, man. I'm not sure what the ending is.
Yeah, it's hard to say. I think that, I don't know. I am someone who thinks that there's something. I'm not saying it's the Bible's version. I'm not saying that. But I really struggle with this idea that there's just nothing. That it's just, all right, light switches off, you're done. What was the purpose? Because the deal. See, now we're getting into deeper stuff. I don't buy that. Planets ran into each other, and now we're sitting here doing the show. I don't buy it. I just don't buy it.
The Big Bang Theory.
Yeah, I just don't buy that, dude. I just don't. And again, I'm also not saying that it's God and in the traditional sense or whatever. I'm not. I don't know what happened. That's the truth. None of us know what the hell happened, bro. And to me, the only question that always comes back to me, I always find myself asking this question: what's the why? Why is any of what's purpose? What is, you know what I mean? Like, we know why.
I see the funny thing is, and I know this will probably piss people off. Why does there have to be a purpose?
Because that's what we are as humans.
But maybe the purpose is to treat people well and live a life when you're here. And maybe when that life is over, maybe it's just over. And I'm not even joking.
Yeah, that's weird.
The
dude.
Siri orb is
weird, dude.
listening to the show right now. I'm having trouble hearing you. Okay,
yeah,
good.
we get it. Thanks.
Good. Get out of here. That's weird. Maybe there just is no purpose. I don't know, like, what's the meaning of life? I don't fucking know. It's different for everybody. But what I do know, excuse my French, what I do know is I'm perfectly okay with whatever is on the other side of the fence. And
do we have
listen,
a choice?
If you are somebody that is struggling, and maybe, again, Ms. Rasmussen, I apologize if we upset you. I mean, if you're somebody that is at the door right now, take the time to become okay with your universe, man. Like I'm not telling you that everybody's at ease.
Yeah.
But this is why I always tell you guys, send those text messages every day that say, I love you, I miss you, I'm thinking about you. This is why on a random Thursday, you should call your mom or your dad or your brother or your wife or your friend and be like, hey, dude, how are things? Just thinking about you.
Facts.
That's the life you should be living instead of I hate my boss, I hate my car, I hate my wife, I'm in this terrible relationship, my dog pissed on the rug, like everything's terrible.
Y'all feel me?
Because everything's not terrible. You choose to be negative in life. You choose to be upset every day. You're in full control of your life. Your job sucks? Okay. TryDayTrading.com. Like,
yeah,
do something about it.
Yeah.
And I really struggle with the idea that people believe that their life was handed to them. It wasn't. You're living a life that you have control over. Is there destiny in universe? Sure. I'm a big believer that there are no accidents. I'm a big believer that many things happen in time, but I'm going to dictate those things that happen to the best of my ability. I'm 50 years old. I think I've lived a pretty good life. I think I have perspective. I think I am right with the people I need to be right with. And if you're sitting here today wondering, the answer is no, you're not right with the people you need to be right with.
Yeah.
But I don't want you to come visit my grave. I don't want you to leave flowers at my grave. I don't want you to be like, oh, I miss you. It's cool you miss me. Close your eyes and tell me you miss me. You don't need to pay $29.99 for some roses on the day that I died.
No.
Just think about me. That's all I'm asking you to do. And I would tell you, hey, take me out Tommy Shelby way, man. Put a couple coins on my eyes and burn my ass up.
Yeah.
And then spread me wherever you think I'd want to be. Spread me at Wrigley Field. I don't care. That'd be cool. Just don't put me on a mantle. If you're going to cremate me, don't put me on a mantle, man.
He's a brilliant guy.
Please don't keep your dog in a box on your mantle. Why do people do that? Don't cryotherapy me and cut my head off in hopes that you can sew it back on.
Fucking A.
Yeah, please don't do that.
Headless Horseman vibes.
Right? Like Ted Williams vibes?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm probably too far into it now, but I just think it's interesting that people, we live in so much fear because of what we've been told to believe. Figure it out. Believe for yourself, dude.
Dude, y'all need to chill out in the comments, bro.
What?
Second to last, Maury's comment, bro.
M. Morris?
Yeah, M. Morris, sorry.
Jake getting ideas now. Yeah, write this stuff down, dude.
Hey, guys.
M. Morris also says, Siri will tell you, watch the near-death experiences on YouTube. It will help. I ain't watching no near-death nothing.
Donnie, you're out of your element.
Greg Hawkins says, would your consciousness be you or would it just be a copy of you? Dude, why do you ask hard questions?
Let's settle this right now.
Justin Salas says, I'm never going to die. I'm going to upload my consciousness to the metaverse. Ah, that's what Greg Hawkins meant. The metaverse. Lopes Van Gabe says, truth is nobody truly knows what happens when we die, so live well now, casuals.
Facts,
Ding.
dude, facts.
Ding.
Facts.
Tanner Plummer agrees. Greg Hawkins says, in heaven there is no beer, which is why we drink it here.
Did you mean for that to rhyme, or was that an accident?
Yeah, so there's no real beer in Utah. Is this heaven? Not if you ask Charles Barkley. Jeff Johnson says, Earth is hell, man. I would probably be bummed if I died because my family wouldn't have someone to provide for them. Otherwise, it's just not great, I love life.
Yeah.
I love life. I don't know. If this is hell, I'm okay with it being hell.
Yeah. Got it pretty good if this is hell, dude.
Yeah. Seriously.
Yeah. got it pretty good.
Gabriel says there's a catchy song about the Big Bang. The Big Bang, the reason I'm alive. Classic song. Okay. Gary says simply observing life shows there is always something else. When one life ends, another begins. We came into this current life with a purpose, and when the purpose is met, we go on to the next purpose. Okay.
Yeah, some people believe in that.
Gabe says, if this is all random and there is nothing else, I'm grateful to have shared this time and space with all you casuals. Amen, Gabe. Can't wait to have Big Rig Pasta with you.
Stay hard.
Gabriel says, right now, things are shitty for me, but my motivation for the future is strong. Let's go.
What you chasing, bro?
He also said, I don't think I'm scared of death. I think I'm scared of dying too early instead of living life I want to live. Like, for example, I want to become a producer on a big stage living in New Zealand. Let's go.
Yeah, dude.
Maury Alvarez says, I was about to say I didn't say anything.
Yeah, sorry, bro. My bad.
Yeah.
Got you confused. That's my bad.
I don't know, you guys. I think sometimes we spend too much time wondering what happens when we die and not enough time living.
Yeah, you spend so much time wondering what happens when you die, you forgot to live, and I think that's,
Is it still snowing out?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Is it really? It doesn't look like it.
Yeah.
Did we get, wow, look how much snow's on the grass. Is it still, oh, yeah, it is.
Yeah, it's still snowing.
Oh, yeah, it is. Wow, it's snowing a lot. Oh, damn. I was like, oh, yeah, it's snowing a lot, dude. It is snowing a lot.
Yeah.
Wow. It's going to be a long drive home. All right, man. Jim Yates says, how about some sports talk? Jimmy, this is the non-sports segment of the program.
Yeah, we've been on for 3 hours and 10 minutes, my man.
Go back to the beginning.
Go back to the beginning.
Go
bro.
back to the beginning. It's
Back to
all
the
there.
beginning, yeah.
The Pac-12 stuff with Apple TV, all back at the beginning.
Utah Jazz.
It's still raining here in Orem, Jake, you liar. Jake, why are you lying to people, man?
The cold front's not there, bro. What's the temperature outside, man?
Gary says, I live in West Jordan, and it's really bad out.
Yeah,
Thanks.
see what I mean?
Because I got to go through West Jordan. Maury Alvarez says, live for now, everyone, and drive safe. Live for now, hello? And by the way, as part of your life, you should take reading classes. I never did.
Because it's all part of the plan.
Yeah, is life scripted like the NFL?
Live for now, everyone, and drive safe, boys. Appreciate you. Greg Hawkins says, I believe we create our own purpose. The universe is beyond our comprehension, which is what makes it amazing. And even though nothing happens after death, it shouldn't change how we live. Amen.
Yeah.
Get it now. Get it now. Man, that's what I'm talking about. Greg says I could be wrong, and I'm okay with that. Me too, dude.
Yeah, and that's the thing. None of us know, and I think you got to believe what you believe, dude.
Oh, Lee Jensen. If you give up on your dreams, you're already dead.
Damn.
What does Maximus say? If you find yourself walking through the hay fields, you're already in a don't be worried.
Do not fear, you're already in Elysium.
And you are already dead. Do not fear, you are in Elysium and you are already dead.
Stay hard.
Right? We could be in Goggins out. We could be fighting wars somewhere, you guys. We could be fighting wars somewhere.
Yeah.
Seriously. Jake Dane says, wait, what is this stream? Don't you guys stream in the morning? No, we stream in the afternoon now, 3 to 6. 3 to 6. We appreciate you. This show, as always, is presented by our good friends at Barbecue Pit Stop. bbqpitstop.com. Make sure you tell them you heard about it on the Monty Show, the best barbecue equipment in the business. Go get that Traeger XL. Please go get that Traeger XL. Tell them you heard about it on the Monty program.
Hey, Monty.
bbqpitstop.com. It's snowing out. You guys, shop online, bbqpitstop.com. Drive safe tonight. Love every single one of you. Thank you for being here. I'm serious. I love you guys. I love talking to you guys every day. I'm so lucky to do what I do. And I'm lucky to do it with this jamoke next to me.
Yeah.
Until tomorrow, say goodbye, Jake.
Goodbye, Jake.